nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur, or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to 420.
The world is flat. I'm here to ring the alarm with my puppet like charm, straight from the barn. I'm talking about Flat Earth Farms, cause most don't know. They think we live on a globe, a ball that floats. So listen and take notes, and take it to a higher plane. Immerse yourself in all it contains, in all its glory, and Flat Earth Farms can take you there. Open your mind outside the box. No more staring at NASA's Photoshop. No more moon landings, no line to ya. No more people standing backwards in Australia. Just facts and pure truth, planning straight to the roots. Flat Earth Farms help you understand. A magical place on a wondrous land.
The world is flat, and that's a fact. Tell your friends next time you chat. Let them know a ball ain't that. Let's stay playing with the baseball bat. Cause we coming at the barn, a higher place. The Flat Earth Farm.
It's weird, yeah.
I've heard somebody else tell a story about it.
I got the chorus down. It's the Mandela effect. We're shifting again. It's the Mandela effect. Everything's different again. You know? So, yeah, ready? I started looking at the Mandela effect. It blew my mind. The shit wasn't correct. Trying to figure out just how it connects and what the fuck I was gonna do next. It's the Mandela effect. We're shifting again. The Monopoly man. Monocle is missing again. I think they even got to the Michelin man. In the Statue of Liberty, it keeps switching the hand.
Did you know your reality is being put to the test? The Panama Canal no longer runs east to west. Things you are sure happened never did in this reality. The crunchy cereal with the captain now has the apostrophe. I started noticing changes in like 2014. It was JFK, the sixth season, it seemed so obscene. Many people will try and call me a loon, but hold up, wait, they even changed the spelling of Looney Tunes.
Okay.
I used to eat a Chick-fil-A every day before they added the K.
So what's causing this? Many want to know. Well, I don't think it's CERN. It's just a magic show. Satanists doing rituals while scamming mad dough. Sounds familiar, like liars that always show us the globe. NASA, NIST, CERN, and more. We really need to show these corrupt agencies the door. I don't think this phenomenon is caused by man. I think it's a great awakening, and maybe God trying to contact us the best way he can. For me, Flat Earth, Mandela, and our dreams are all connected. Looking to pull some people in that I can intersect with.
The bridge! Yeah, there it is. Alright, cool. So I didn't screw you over. Alright, cool. Alright, here we go. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Alright. Earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. Now what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. Now what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. Now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. The earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? I thought you knew about it. Would you rather do without it? We're the center. The sun and moon moves around it like a clock. Can you hit a moving target with the rocket? I'm not hard to get along with. Just take a bong hit. Do you serve up any content? The stars are constant. You want a conversation for it? It makes me vomit. We never do get hit by comments. You want it. Leave another useless comment in the morning. The earth is flat. Tell me what you gonna do about it. What you gonna do about it? We know it's flat, and there is a bunch of us. Them globies munching on a bunch of snuffleupagus. You think it's cute? Then why not cuddle up with us? We know it's flat. Why you making such a fuss? My supper was the fucking best. That's just because the earth is flat. It hit me like an uppercut to the nuts. The earth is flat, and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat, and there's nothing you can do. With a Russian with the crew, don't forget to brush after your food. They got asteroids, asteroids, and asteroids too. The earth is flat, and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. There's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat. There's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat. It's fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat. How did the voice
Very good,
line
very
up?
good, bravo.
Did it line up with the beat? You know, and then I got this. What's up, Tommy? Oh yeah, I can smoke on your show, right? Is that all right?
Of course.
All right. You know what I mean? I'm not sure anymore. I go on people's shows and I'm like, they're trying to hide it now. But anyway, so
How you been doing, man?
Blessed.
Yeah, blessed.
Blessed by the best.
I hear like a sound. Is that what is it? You got a fan on? Is that you? It's all right. I don't care as long as it's not
I don't
me.
hear a fan. What do you hear? There ain't
It's
nothing on
me.
in here.
It's me. It's me. I see it. It's right there. Hold on one second.
I was like, no. Sometimes I wish I had a fan in here, but I'm right under the vent. The AC isn't on right now, and that's never been a problem before. So, hey, everybody. We'll do a shout out here properly in a minute here. God be with you all.
Dude, listen to this. I got the fan on and the windows open and the air conditioning on, and it's only like 50 degrees out.
50 degrees. Wow.
It's really cool. It's not even. It's like rainy and shit.
You got fall weather already?
It's getting there. Yeah, it's getting cold. The buds are budding and everything else. Yeah.
It's 85 degrees right now outside. Here.
Wow, you're lucky.
85.
Not well. I don't know. I get kind of sick of it after a while. What's up, hippie? How you doing? Good to see you. So,
Woo.
yeah, man. So we already got like 26 people here. So let me change the background so it's not like flashing in people's. I like that background, but I don't want to give anybody a seizure. You know what I mean?
Like me, I get seizures.
Yeah. No, I'm not joking around. My
I got
girlfriend's
the plasma light back there.
my girlfriend's brother gets them too, and it's like whenever there's something flashing around like that, it could do it.
I can't take strip lights.
How about this one? I like this one. It's like just kind of like, not too many colors are coming at you. That's Boston. That's a picture from the Custom House Tower in 1936. Pretty cool. Historical photo.
30 people watching over the channels, different channels, right?
Yeah. We got 3 channels going. We got the all new Late Night Live channel. We got Tommy Tell the Truth's main channel. Congratulations, Tommy. You just got your channel pretty much taken care of. It's all set. Tommy's on the way. The one you don't see. So, we're on Michelle's channel too. Yeah, the one you don't see. What do you mean you missed my late? What do you mean you missed my late night lives? What do you mean? Where have you been? I've been doing late night. I was just not on for one night last night. Every other night I've been on. I just have a different. I'm on a strike. All right. So for y'all so I can get my voice out. For y'all that don't know, Boston Ray Mudflood Adventures and Michelle L2 got cut during that stream that we were all watching when I was showing the weather being moved around and things like that. So they gave me a strike. So now I opened 2 new channels. I'll show you. Let me see if I there's one channel called Late Night Live, and I've been going on Michelle's channel, the one you don't see, every night. We've still been doing our live streams. This one. If you guys want to find the channel, go sub it.
Shout out, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you could do a shout out. The one you don't see, this channel right here, sub it, and then you'll see all the links, and all the links are in the description for all the new channels of this video. All right, sub all my channels across the board because I have like 7 channels now. The Late Night Live channel, that's Singe Man's channel.
Shout it all out.
All right, go ahead. Go. You want to give him a shout out? Go ahead.
Shout out to D's first.
D's nuts. We used to say that.
Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Brian Doserialty. He's in a lot of pain still from the surgery.
Yeah.
I had a lot of pain around my hip area where they took bone out of my hip to rebuild my wrist. To reattach my hand, and I had no idea that there was going to be so much pain in my hip after them taking bone out of it for so long. I mean, it hurt for years.
I need surgery. But I'm avoiding it.
You can
I'm
get
running.
pain from surgery for
I'm hiding
for a while, depending on what you get done.
I don't want surgery. I'm hiding. I'll just live with it. I just live with the problem for now.
It's not a tumor.
No, it's not a tumor. It's not. It's not.
Let's
It's nothing like that.
Cleveland Steve, I know. It's Jason Starr, Cleveland Steve, and Graynar, and Dr. Orion Nated. Let's see. We got Jim from Florida.
Jason's
like me. Emilios Man. We have Jenny T. Murphy, Martin Haley, Hippie Shack. Hey. Aaron
Hippie
James,
Shack.
Kim Ray. Did I say Ann Gaynor? Well, twice then.
Ann
Miss
Gaynor, yeah,
Graham,
she's awesome.
Let's see, Jennifer Kingsling. Three Fingers, Voynich.
Wow.
Questions, the answers.
Wow, we got a
Sealing
lot of people.
Feynman, or as
It's
I
gonna
like to
keep
say, the
building.
Council on Foreign Relations man. All right.
I'm just putting
Mojo
all the
Shop,
names up on the screen.
Salted Cedar, Helmet Case, and FE Nation. Man, quite a few people come.
Oh,
through.
wow, Flat Earth
Chicago
Nation.
Artist. All right, I think that's everybody. Let me look at the end, see at the bottom again.
This
See.
channel right here, guys. You see this? This is the new channel. Sub it. It's in the chat.
And however you say that name, I'm not sure.
Aether. See? I told you. There's a...
Etherix slide. Etherix.
I believe in the Aether. I do believe in it. I've been doing my research on it.
Believe in D's?
I believe in these too. Yeah.
Okay, Joe
So
Gifford, Rethink also. Hey. Okay. So I just want to say really right off the bat that Satan, devil, Lucifer, whatever you want to call the evil bastard, fallen angel, he thinks he's winning. Did you know that? He really thinks that he's winning this battle of souls and the battle altogether. And he is winning with the help of these corrupt false churches around the world that have done their part in making people not see the signs and know the times we're living in, and that's why there's so many NPCs in the world. The church has
almost like the Catholic Church, right? Like
yes,
I'm not I was Catholic. I'm not talking shit. I'm not saying anything bad about Catholic people. I am Catholic still because I was baptized Catholic. But
I would denounce that. I wouldn't say I'm Catholic anymore if I was,
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Christian. You know what I mean? But I'm baptized Catholic. I need the Christian. I need the Christian baptism. That's what I need. I need the Christian baptism. But anyway, so what's going on is okay. So when you're in the Catholic Church, right? They never tell you that the temple of God is within, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like,
well, no, because they want your money and they want to control you, and that
they put Jesus on the cross,
manipulated and created.
He's outside. They put him on the outside. You're looking for him everywhere else, but not on the inside where he really is. You'll never find him. Like, I know it's exactly what you mean about false churches. I mean,
churches have become nightclubs and social clubs, or whatever. I mean, they're not the temple of God, and they're certainly not filled with the Holy Spirit neither.
How many?
Ever.
How many churches? All right, let's say, I don't know. There's like 50.
I'd say 99.8% because I want to say the 3 nines, but are false or misleading. Both.
How many?
In the world.
How many do you think are teaching the people about the mark of the beast right now? Revelation.
It's getting popular, but up until now, some are jumping on, and seeing the signs and talking about it. But most churches, they don't even preach about the book of Revelation.
That's what
they don't.
Right
they
now,
say it's already happened. They'll say it's already happened or something, or that it's not, nothing.
Really? That's what they tell you? They tell you it's already happened?
Oh, a lot of churches, yes, they will say it already happened There's a lot of people that believe that too. Well, history repeats itself, so if it already happened, trust me, it's going to happen again too. Because,
it could happen again.
Everything.
What do you think? Do you think it already happened?
No. I believe that I believe it is a vision given to John, most of it, at least the part that we're taking note of, because it's Bible prophecy. It was a true vision given to John, and he saw all the things that the world leaders were doing today, that we see, that we're experiencing, and so he called it like he saw it, and it was the one world order agenda being implemented like it is now, aka the beast system, and so that's another thing I have to stress to people is that you don't have to believe in the Bible. You don't have to be religious. I don't even consider myself religious, but I did grow up in a strict religious house, family, and that I got plenty of that. But I'm at the point where I can call that a cult. Where I couldn't do that 10 years ago. I certainly couldn't have done it any time before that. So it's taken me a long time, and I've changed too. But I don't disrespect God, and I don't disrespect Jesus or Yeshua. No matter what, I don't have all the answers, but I have a healthy relationship with God that I can prove to people by the way He blesses me and protects me, and I don't have to explain it if you already know that you can have a relationship with God, and that's the most important thing. So when you have a personal relationship with your Creator, then your body is the temple, that He wants to bless and be in, and He wants you to be led by the Holy Spirit, His Holy Spirit, instead of unholy spirits. Because if you're not led by a Holy Spirit, then you are open and willing. You might be led by one or more unholy spirits, and that's where people get multiple personalities, and they can literally be possessed and controlled by demons, like my wife was, and I saw that firsthand. So there again, I have proof for you that I could see my wife go into a trance and then become a different person altogether, with different mannerisms, different voice, different just
Do you think that that's all women though? Because like Michelle does that too.
Oh, let's not go there. Let's not go there. No, we're not going to even go there. There's plenty of men that are, acting
Oh no, I know. I'm just
with
joking.
filled with demons.
I'm not. But
All right, I get
I
you want to be
love
wide,
women.
That's fine, but
I love
now,
women.
Now listen, women are more susceptible to being possessed by demons because they're usually abused or mistreated or sexually molested when they're young or something. I mean, they usually are broken, unfortunately, more than men are. And so once you've been broken as a kid, you allow. Not by not even knowing what you're doing, you start communicating with spirits and stuff, and it gets bad for. I can only imagine. Oh yeah, let's just leave it at that. All right, so
Yeah.
let's see where else are we at? So all right, I want to lay down this timeline. I want to let me further just make it clear that the elite that run this world, whether you believe in them or not, whether you care or not, they're sitting around and they're reading the Bible, whether you do or not, and whether they believe it or not doesn't even matter, because it's just a means to an end for them, okay? And it's a tool. So they have attached themselves to the scriptures, the script, and they're using that as their playbook, and they are making each part of the Bible prophecy come true. They go out of their way. They spend the money. They make these things happen one way or another.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking too. Like, all right, like when all this shit starts coming true from the Bible, right? I always think to myself, is it really coming true from the Bible, or is it like the CIA fucking around, like trying to make us think it's really coming true? You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's all the above, pretty much. But there's definitely history repeats itself, and so we've showed that recently, all how the wars and all that play into it, and how the timelines, how it just literally repeats itself, not in the exact same way, but in a very similar way the timelines do, and the Shemitah cycles, and how every 7th September is the end of one Shemitah cycle, and September 2001 was the end of a Shemitah cycle.
Yeah.
And you see what happened, and then there was another one with the on and on and on. I mean, there's always something that either good or not so good happens, on the end of a Shemitah cycle. So you can't deny these things, neither. you don't have, like I said, you don't have to be religious. You don't have to believe in the Bible. You don't have to believe in God or Satan. But you can recognize patterns and you can see signs. And, and once you know that these people are going out of their way to make all this stuff happen, then you can say, okay, well, I get it. I can see put the pieces of the puzzle together. And you don't, you're not even sitting around, in a church or something, I mean, so people are like, oh no, I'm not even going to look at Bible prophecy because it's just, that's playing church or whatever. Well, these people don't give a crap about church or God neither. They probably don't even really care about Satan neither, but they just want to stay on top and stay in control. So they're doing what the Bible says, they're going to do, because it appears they do get their system put in place and functioning, and that's what they want, and they're doing it. So we're not trying to scare anybody by saying all this neither. I'm not a fearmonger, because nobody that's on the right side of good and evil has anything to fear. Now, if you're sitting around and you're an evil person and you're doing evil and plotting evil and you happen to be watching this, then yeah, I say to you, you need to be in fear of God's wrath, because it is coming for those who keep on doing evil and don't stop and repent. I'm sorry, it's the way it's going to play out, in my opinion. And that's but everybody's in a filtration system right now, and where you come out is is where you're gonna be, when you're judged. And so I just tell everybody to be your best, and manifest the best you can, and don't do evil. And of course, I recommend having a relationship with the Creator too. But that's
I told the cops and the judges at the courthouse the other day when I was there at the Boston City Council meeting that we're all going to the same place and they're all going to be judged by real judges, by the real judge. They didn't like that. They didn't like that.
Right.
They want to be the judge.
On a recent show we showed a new show. There's so many evil new shows now because they want evil. They want you to be a friend of evil.
Trust me, I know.
They want you to condone or support evil. Even if you're not going to do it yourself, they want you to just that's nothing.
They make it look like it's fun. They make it look like it's fun, like it's.
Well, and they know they know that more evil is coming with the fallen angels
for the kids too,
and time running out for them. So they just want you to think, oh, it's normal. This is all normal. Nothing to see here. No matter how bad it gets, don't worry about it. It's just
I got some.
It's just climate change. Yeah, it's just climate change.
I got your clips ready to show, right? But
yeah,
also,
let's just show that.
I got like 5 pictures, some really cool pictures that like Jen and Salem Fan and them just sent me, and Jeannie. Can I just show them real quick? They're like
of course,
pictures
of course, bro. Yeah.
It's like trippy stuff. Let me show you. You guys will like this stuff. I got them up. That's what I was doing while you were talking. It wasn't that I wasn't listening to you. I was paying attention to the whole. No. I was multitasking. You know what I mean? I was getting things ready. All right, check out this one. It's like let's see if I can get it to go full screen. Yeah, you see this? Look at that. I don't know if I can zoom in. Can I? No, I can't zoom in. But look, it's like a melted bridge, dude. Look, the cars, everything's just melted, right? Nice. It looks like real art, like on a real canvas, like somebody did, right? Yeah. So people are starting to get into this melted stuff, right? But then look at this one's got melted buildings in it. Well, like they're not like melted.
You know like that dripping. It's going to be fire and brimstone this time, not the flooding again. So things will get melted.
And then we got a Volt. Let's check out hold on. We'll wait for the Volkswagen. So then they got I don't know. There's just a few different ones here.
Leaning Tower, it looks like.
I know. I wonder if I can I get them bigger? I'd have to download them. I could download them and get them up bigger, but
pretty cool though.
I should have. Anyway, look. Here's a Volkswagen. Look, it's connected. Look at it. It's residue. The Volkswagen's connected. The V and the W.
That's a personal one for me too.
Yeah.
and for Brian.
And look at the dude driving. Look at the dude driving. He's like a hippie with like long hair and a beard and everything. Like all actually, kind of looks like you. It kind of looks like you, Tommy. Did you ever have a yellow Beetle? Bus?
No, not yet. Maybe that's me in the future.
Oh. All right. Well, I got.
All right, check it out. So
right.
these first two clips, we might not show both of them. Let me look at mine so I can see where it's at. But yeah, probably will. But this is a new show. There's so many new shows that are for young people and to get friendly with evil. And just go ahead and show that top one, if you will.
The one with the girl, The End of the Effing World, official trailer.
Yeah, that's the name of it. That's the name of the show.
The End of the Effing World. All right, let's do it.
Yes.
All right, it's showtime. Boom, baby. Oh no, this is a commercial. This is not it. Hold on. Okay. Ad alert. Ad alert.
I'm James. I'm 17, and I'm pretty sure I'm a psychopath. When I was 9, I put my hand in a deep fat fryer. I wanted to make myself feel something.
That's nice.
School was beneath me, but it was a good place for observation and selection. I had a plan. I was going to kill someone.
Whoa.
Hey?
Seen skating. It's pretty shit.
Fuck off.
Working all day with my mind on fire.
I see what they're doing. Can I pause it for a second?
Think I could fall.
Yeah, please do.
All right, so what they're doing right there is they're normalizing, trying to put it in the kids' heads that, hey, it's normal to go to school and want to kill people. You know what I mean?
And it's normal to put your hand in a fryer too. Just go ahead and burn your hand up.
And for all the bang bangs and stupid things that they got going on, the stupid fake bullshits that they got going on. They want us to really think that kids think like that, and it's on Netflix, so it's programming, and they want people to be like, oh, so there's really kids at school who really think like that. You know what I mean? It's not real. These people are just actors. It's bullshit. All right, let's go.
Fall in love with him.
I thought she could be interesting to kill, so I pretended to fall in love with her.
Walking all day with my feet on.
This is nice.
What is?
I thought probably he was gay.
You dad's a prick. Let's leave this shithole town. I'm going whether you come with me or not. You in?
I didn't know where we were going or when I was going to kill her.
Whoa. So he's so now this is premeditated. This is premeditated.
Yes, and watch what he does to his own. Watch what he does to his father.
I punched my dad in the face and stole his car, and that felt like a good place to start.
Stole his dad's car.
Yeah. So they're basically like tearing apart the family.
Yeah, of course.
Punch
it's
your
got
dad.
Everything. It's got it all.
Punch
bro.
your dad right in the fucking face, dude.
And
you
take
know
his
what I mean?
car. It's all yours.
Right there. Fucking the word effing right there. Right. Punch your dad right in the effing face. Like, all right, it's gonna be a great show.
We can literally
Oh, hold on.
do anything.
Do you want to go on a date?
I will have a banana split and an extra fucking spoon. Sorry, that's it, right?
Be rude to people.
Banana split for me, you fucking.
Wow.
Bye, Marvin!
Seemed that Alyssa had some.
Have you ever eaten a pussy before? A lot of the time, when you just the important moments as they happen. You only see that they were important when you look back.
Seatbelt.
Fuck seatbelts. Take your top off.
I think I'm stuck. Do you think it's going to explode?
Dude, I almost did that before, Tommy. I was driving on the street, right? Kind of like that, with all exactly like that, right? With all woods on the side, and it was like a windy road like that, and I was smoking a joint, and it was a seat burner. You know what I mean? The fucking I call them a seat burner when you're smoking a roach and the head falls. It's like so small the head's about to fall out. Just throw it out the fucking window, dude. You know what I mean? Don't try to save it and smoke it till the end. That thing's gonna fall and burn your seat. You know what I mean? So the thing fell between my lap, and I'm like, oh my god, trying to fucking grab it, because it's gonna burn my nuts off, right? And then next thing I know, I'm on the other side of the road, but I didn't crash though. God. I got control of it in time, but it was just like that. It was just like that.
It's not a film.
I might be able to fix it. We can't just leave it here.
Do you reckon you can still fix it?
Why is no one stopping?
The end of the effing world. That's the name of it.
Lots of weirdos, except other weirdos.
Do you want a lift?
Come on.
I am going to be so fucked off if we get murdered.
Come on, baby.
wow, she's got an attitude on that one. She's a little firecracker.
Yeah.
So
I
who
mean,
else?
if you didn't see enough of that, there's one more clip of that show. But you know, I mean,
Yeah.
what's the next show gonna be? You know, F you and F everybody and everything. I mean, what, you know, like
They're,
I mean,
they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. Like there's some that Michelle watches that are just like off the wall, like devil worship, seances.
All right.
Like
If you don't want to play the next one of that same show, that's fine.
I
but,
will. I will. What is it?
okay.
This one, the end. This one right here. Just go down
Yeah,
the
it'd
list.
be the next one, yeah.
You want me to
But,
just keep go down the whole list? All right, let's do it.
Yeah, well, we're not going to play that one song that's coming up after the next one. But,
17.
All right, let me know. I'll mute it.
And I'm pretty sure I'm a psychopath.
I'll go like this and mute it. Let me know when.
That's good. That's good. 'Cause I want to talk about her anyway.
I've seen you skating. It's pretty shit.
Fuck off.
Let's get out of here.
Well, this
I'm
might
serious.
be the same as the last
Leave
one.
the shithole town now.
Yeah, it is pretty much. All right,
You
just go to
hear
the
it?
next one.
I
That's just pretty much it. I
But
thought it was going to have different content.
Just look at the look on her face though. Look at the attitude. Like they want.
Well, you know that most actors and actresses have multiple personalities anyway, or they develop it over time. You know, because they have to play so many different roles and they have to get into it so deep and you know.
10 facts about the world of in Islam. That one. That next.
Was that the next one?
That's what it says. I don't want to play the wrong thing.
We were gonna look at it at some point, but not maybe now. Go to the next one.
Katy Perry.
Yeah, but don't play the song. So look at the name of the song. To see somebody like her, and of course, never really over. Not the end of the world.
End of the world.
Not the end of the world. Yeah, don't
raw
worry about it. We're
medley.
not. And I mean, of course, it's not. You could say, it's not the end of the world, but it is the end of the church age, folks. That if I don't get one thing clear, you know.
Would you agree that what's behind her is a merry-go-round?
Well, look, it's the white horse, and there's the I don't know what horse, but it's showing the horse. Well,
What happened? Just said, hey, this will be really cool.
Can't look at her for the. Yeah, she does look pregnant there, boys. Maybe
she could be. She could be pregnant. Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Just another pregnant.
All right. What's the next one? Computer predicts the end of the world. All right. Play the sound on that. On that one.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm picking up massive readings.
No, this is a commercial. This
is bad.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
In 1704, using a series of calculations, Isaac Newton predicted the world would end sometime around the year 2060. Almost 300 years later, in 1973, a computer at MIT made the prediction that life as we know it will end around the year 2040. It also predicted that some of the first signs would be seen in the year 2020. Some of its predictions have come true, and scientists are taking this seriously. Let's find out why. In the 300 years since Isaac Newton's ominous prediction, there have been plenty of doomsayers announcing the end of the world. Usually these folks are religious zealots, false prophets, frauds, or all the above. But in the 1970s, computer scientists said, hold my beer. Their scientific predictions aren't based on ancient texts or interpretation of scripture. Instead, they use data models. Computer scientists have come to the same apocalyptic conclusion as Newton, right down to the date. Now, to be clear, the end of the world in this context doesn't mean the end of the planet or even the end of life on the planet. It just means the collapse of society. The model is based on the work of J. Wright Forrester, who's considered the father of system dynamics.
Which is?
Well, system dynamics is a methodology and mathematical modeling technique used to understand complex issues and problems.
Oh, thanks. Very helpful.
Okay, a little less slogany. Systems are pretty much everything. System dynamics is how pieces of the system relate to each other. For example, the deer population is a system. The resulting calculation using system dynamics is called a stock. The number of deer born is a dynamic piece of that data that adds to the population. The number of deer that die subtracts from the population.
Okay.
But to that model, we start adding more and more complexities, like the birth rate of the deer, which takes into account how many deer there are, what percentage of those deer are female, and what percentage of...
I don't know, Tommy. I'm pretty sure that they can grow deer in a test tube at this point. What do you think?
Well, this is math. This is just let it play. This is.
I'm saying. I understand, but I'm saying if the deer population ever gets threatened, I'm sure they could fix it by now.
Right.
With fake deers, they'll probably have I don't even want to. Yeah, I don't even want to say it. You know, we'll go on.
Of those are likely to have offspring. We calculate their death rate by knowing how many deer there are and what is their average lifespan. Now, that's a simple way to calculate deer population, but you can do all kinds of complexities to this model, like, is hunting affecting the population? And if so, what percentage of deer are killed? How often are deer killed in accidents? Do weather conditions affect the population? What about local food sources, or what kinds of predators are present? You then fine-tune all these different input variables, and if your model is accurate, you can get pretty good results. Now, MIT researchers developed a program which they called World 3 to simulate global
World
sustainability,
3.
and it was built using system dynamics. The study looked at the 5 factors thought most likely to affect growth on Earth: population increase, agricultural production, non-renewable resource depletion, industrial output, and pollution generation. The scientists who participated in this research were excited to see a bright future in the results. Instead, the program predicted the end of the world. To predict what the future of worldwide growth looks like given finite planetary resources, the MIT researchers who developed the Doomsday Model were commissioned by an elite organization called the Club of Rome.
The Club of Rome sounds like an Illuminati group.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of fun conspiracies about these guys.
No, can we?
Well, that's not really the point of this video.
Please? Please, 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 please.
Fine.
Thank you.
The Club of Rome was created in 1968 by the Morgenthau Group, Rockefeller's private estate, Bellagio.
Yeah, this sounds right.
The meeting was organized by Aurelio
Trying to get the
Pace,
volume
an
right.
Italian industrialist who had close ties to the Olivetti Corporation and Fiat. Now, Pace claimed to have solutions for world peace and prosperity, which could be accomplished through a new world order.
There it is.
The Club of Rome was established with 75 prominent industrialists, economists, and scientists from 25 nations. The Bilderberg Group and the Club of Rome are the most important foreign policy arms of the Round Table, which is led by the Committee of 300.
Whoa. Round table? Committee of 300?
Well, the Round Table is a secret society that, if you believe the theory, is building the New World Order.
You need a talking fish, Ray.
You do. The Committee of 300 is a council that creates
Oh,
policy.
you got singed. What am I thinking?
Rome and the Trilateral.
I know, Singe man. He might pop in. You never know.
You got a pirate ninja, man.
I told him to come in. I mean, he's I said he was coming in. I don't know. I think he just woke up.
Trilateral Commission.
Trilateral Commission?
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole. Each of these groups
And
deserves
the Council on Foreign Relations, too, which I call...
acts as a research institute.
CFM, I call him the CFR.
Issues. And supposedly NATO economic...
Council on Foreign Relations, man.
CFM is the Council of Foreign... Yeah.
CFRM. That's why I call CFM that.
You know, that's kind of funny that you say that because, like, all right, so the real Council of Foreign Relations, right? What do? They basically
they shape how the world goes. They're a think tank that the elite use for making policy, and laws and everything else,
Yeah, and they basically like make peace between the countries too, right? Like if there's a problem between like people.
Oh well, but there ain't no problem. There ain't no problem.
Yeah,
it's all staged. All right, go ahead and play.
All right, let's play it. It's all staged. It's all fake.
Military policy comes directly from this group. The Club of Rome claims that the future survival of mankind depends on a new global community under a single government.
New World Order.
Right. And the biggest threat to this New World Order and the biggest threat to mankind is overpopulation. Now, it's been alleged that the Club of Rome supports massive depopulation using any means necessary.
Any means?
Any means. In August 1980, Howard Odom, who was a member of the Club of Rome, was quoted saying, "It's necessary that the U.S. cut its population by 2/3 within the next 50 years." Now, he failed to mention how this would be accomplished. So that's when the Club of Rome found unlikely but effective partners, 4 scientists from MIT.
Nathan. Oh, hey, wake up.
Yeah. What happened? Oh shit! Sorry. It's all right.
All right.
It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt us. It's an ad. All right. What's next?
Let's go to the next one. We're gonna watch
the biblical end.
Yep.
The biblical end.
Yeah.
I got a little sidetracked.
Happening this year, and no one realized. This is a wake-up call to every Christian in the world. This is God opening your eyes to the things you have not been taking note of this year. A lot has been going on this year, and I can tell you that many of these things happening are just to shift your focus from what you should be more concerned about. What end-time prophecy should you be concerned about this year? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first,
That
and
falling
that
away is
man
happening like
can
crazy
reveal
right now.
the son of perdition. The Bible says that you should not let any man deceive you. This equally means don't be carried away by anything else. Do not let your focus be shifted from this prophecy. What is that prophecy? What is it that must happen in the last days before the second coming of Jesus Christ? The Bible calls it the falling away. Before Jesus
full
Christ
swing.
would come the second time, there must be a great falling away. Many people
You're
will
muted.
deceive you or make you not
Oh, no.
realize that the falling away is the situations of this world.
Yeah.
Come
I was
make
just
you
talking
shift
to
your
I was
focus
talking to
from these
my girl, my
warnings.
kids.
The great falling away has already begun, and many people are not seeing it. Many
That's what I'm
Christians are
saying.
not
Right.
taking note of this. If this doesn't happen, this
Yeah, what were you saying?
See, all right, so, I mean, forget the fact that there's mockers and scoffers and many antichrist and so on, all these signs in the heavens. But, I mean, people are falling away, even ones that you would think, that look like they were Christians and stuff. Even, so this is the period of the great falling away right now that we're in for the last couple of years. I'd say even. But definitely it's really taking place right now, and so
yeah,
I just wish that people would see, all these signs that are screaming, hey, we're at the end of the church age. There's and that means there's 7 years left from this year, y'all. And it falls just perfectly in line with their 2030 agenda, all those things that they want to do. And so, let me say this: Christians and Christian pastors right now are on the highest rapture lookout that they've ever been on, ever. I'm not playing with you right now when I say there are people that are expecting to take off at like a rocket or whatever and meet Jesus in the clouds within like a month from now. That's how serious some people are taking all this. I don't believe in a pre-tribulation rapture anyway. So I'm not my bags ain't packed or whatever. I'm not I mean, hey, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, me personally, not to cut you off, I'm not really quite sure. I'm still puzzled about it. Like I understand that like everything in the Bible is coming true, right? I can see it.
Right. But
and
I don't think
the
that
Bible's changing, but I can't. I'm not sure if they're doing it on purpose or if it's happening naturally. Is what I'm saying. I'm still trying to decide. That's where I'm at.
The natural is God when He intervenes, but it's still man and the devil is still in charge right now. Time is God is letting it play out and let people make their decisions and let people be as evil as they want to be or as good as they want to be, and but. That doesn't change the fact that we're at that time of the end of the church age, and there's still 1,000 years to go after this 7 years is over with. So it ain't the end of everything, but there certainly is
the separation of the wheats and the tares.
Reckoning.
The separation of the wheats and the tares.
There's going to be a reset,
right? Have you been noticing that the separation of the wheats and the tares?
Well,
I've been
that's
noticing it.
A Christian term that is. I mean, it certainly is being thrown around. That it's in play, man. Well, I say
think
we're
so.
in a filtration.
I think so.
Listen, I say we're in a filtration system. There's three kinds of people in this world. There's three kinds of people. That's it. There's people like us that don't want to support evil. We don't want to be a friend to it, condone it, or do it. And then there's people on the fence that are just living their life. And then there's the third kind of people that have already committed themselves to the beast system, to doing evil and to profiting from it, and they're sold out. So you have one, two, or three, and that's it. And everybody that's on the fence is being pushed off now. They're getting pressured to jump off the fence, and it's being shaken, and they have to choose good or evil. I'm sorry that's the way it is, and maybe I'm wrong in the end, but I from everything I've seen and experienced in my life and my research and my relationship with the Creator, I see it, folks, and you could call me whatever you want to if I'm wrong. If we can't noticeably see that we're in the tribulation period come January, you could call me a false prophet. You could call me anything you want. That's fine. But I am here to say that this is the time of the beginning of the end of the church age, and that it's all there if you just take the time, like I have done, and see and interpret, the things that are there to be discovered. You will see that we're at that point, and there's no reason to live in fear. I don't have an ounce of fear in me because I don't want to do evil. I don't have my treasures buried up, here on this earth that I'm more concerned about. I'm trying to be the best I can. I'm trying to manifest the best I can. And I'm trying to prepare others to at least let them know what time it is. At least if you know what time it is, you can make the choice for yourself. And, but you don't have to live in fear if you are on the right side of good and evil, and the war in heaven is continuing to play out, the war of good and evil, and we're almost to the climax of that. And the elite have attached themselves to Bible prophecy. Yes, they're making it happen. Not so much God, they're making it happen, and that's why it was a vision given to John, the book of Revelation, and of what the world leaders would be doing in this end times. Into the church age time that we're in, and they're trying to plot against the whole world and run the whole world and reset the whole world and depopulate the whole world by a bunch, but no weapon formed against anybody who's on the right side will prosper. I do believe that, but I do recommend you seek a relationship with the Creator. I don't say you got to be religious, and I'm not telling you to go find a church, because the only church you can find is real church. It would be your body that contains a soul that is it's like gold right now, to Satan, and he wants it badly. Satan thinks if he collects more souls than God down here, that he's going to win this battle. But that's not the case, because he certainly is going to, unfortunately, fool billions of people. Yeah, there's going to be billions. There might be millions of people on the right side, but unfortunately, there is going to be billions of people that sell out completely and take whatever, the mark of the beast, or they sell out to the system. Because they did not prepare and repent,
Can you hear me, Tommy? My mic got fucked up for a second.
Sorry.
So
I was just ranting, but go ahead.
No, it's all right.
What do you want to say or ask?
No, I didn't have nothing to say. I was just making sure, because with the way that everything's routed through this microphone, like when this little wire over here comes out, it fucks up the whole sound for everything. So I was just fixing it real quick before we move on.
Cool.
But
where
I
are
still
we
have
at as far as
I have it up. It's still at the same spot. I'll show you. But yeah, we were still playing. But another thing that rings true to me about the Bible is the scripture that says the word, there's going to be great confusion in the word of God that's written on people's hearts. Something about the word being written on your heart, right?
Yeah.
And those are the ones that are going to be saved, right? Is that what is it? Am I right?
Well, you're either on the list or you're not. It's a list. Imagine that. Whose list are you going to be on? God,
Yeah.
good or evil?
Well,
You know,
it's
that's what matters.
it's funny how all these changes sorry about the screaming. It's my little girl. But yeah, so like these changes that are happening, like I know for a fact the book of Revelations changed, right? I know for a fact, like with the S, you know, and I know for a fact that the Lord's prayer changed, and then it seems like the Pope changed it again and like try to cover it up so he can say he changed it. But so the Bible has been changing,
Yeah,
which is
the
kind of
Catholics changed the day from holy day from Saturday to Sunday. They did that. That's changing times and laws, right off the bat, right there. So but they're always trying to do that. So they didn't just stop there. But that's huge right there.
The part about
Everybody that goes to church on Sunday, they should be doing it on Saturday, not Sunday. The fact that people go along with that, and all the Christian churches that have gone along with that, and to this day, let's just keep with what the Catholics did. That's ridiculous. That's sad and pathetic that churches would stay on that, knowing that the Catholics changed it from Saturday to Sunday. Imagine that.
And the part about it being written on the people's hearts, it's kind of true, but it kind of gives me chills too, because I never really, I didn't study scripture that much. Like I knew a few verses, and they're all different now. Judge not lest ye be judged. Things like that. The basic ones. Where two or more gathered in my name.
The problem with the Bible being supernaturally changed or Mandela affected, whatever you want to say, it leads people even away from a relationship with God, unless they get it, like we do, most of us, whatever, so you can't let the fact that the Bible's changing, make you give up on a relationship with the Creator. I think that's the only thing that is real. If nothing else, if everything else is fake, I believe in my relationship with the Creator, and I believe when I please Him over myself in these end times, He blesses me, in many ways, and I don't ask Him for much.
The children are a blessing. The children are, even though they're screaming right now, it's a blessing to hear them screaming. No, I want the KJV is what I want. I'm scrambling looking for my KJV. I got this one. Check this out. This is called The Power of God. How can a little finite mortal describe the power of our Creator or the ability of our infinite God in all things? It is impossible to do it adequately, for God is so powerful and great and vast that our little minds at best cannot take it all in. But God has revealed Himself in His book, the Bible, adequately enough to give us a vast unfolding idea of His power to do anything thought by man to be impossible. He created our world and hung it out in space. What's up with that?
Well, all I can say is that the Bible is now the playbook of the elite, and so if you want to see what their plan is, just look at Revelation 13, 12 and 13. Plenty of it. But I mean, the next chapter, we're in chapter 12. We've been in it since 2017, and the next chapter that we're going to be entering, very, very, very soon is chapter 13, where the Antichrist is and the mark of the beast and all that stuff. The Revelation 12 verse 1 and 2 sign in the heavens happened on September 23rd, 2017. And so I've been on guard, extra guard since that day, and many other people, watchmen on the walls, and Bible prophecy experts, everyone that is putting the pieces together has been on extra guard since, you know, that sign in the heaven, and there's been more signs in the heavens since then, of course, too. All right, so let's go ahead and go on to let's see, to the next flip. I want to show you a awesome way to live not in a city. If only we could all afford to build one of these. I think you got to go down.
Which one is it? Let's see.
It's the bus.
Douglas.
The adventure rig. The adventure rig.
You see it? All right. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
All right.
This thing's badass.
I'm Gordo. We're in my 2003 International Bluebird school bus, or what used to be a school bus. This has been my project for pretty much 3 full years, been making it into something no one's ever seen before. The pillars of this build are flexibility. It's not like a tiny home exactly. It's not like a lot of other conversions out there. It's more optimized for going out on the road on adventure type use and going out and doing weird big projects. It's built to sort of
you and Cap and Nap
when I need a truck. It's built to be a camper when I need a camper. It's built to be able to live out of on the road.
Oh, me and Captain Nap are getting, like, we might even get a bus, dude. Because we're thinking about bringing.
That is an old bus right there, converted.
Yeah, we need
got
something.
Like a stage.
Well, he knows what to do because he's done it before. But we're doing it, dude. We're not gonna let anybody stop us.
This thing has a crane on it too, man. That's crazy.
We're not gonna let anybody stop us, dude. We're manifesting. It's happening. We already got our first gig October 1st. We're already playing at Faye's Barbecue. If you guys want to see the new band play for the first time, you better get to Faye's friggin' Barbecue October 1st.
For as long as I might need to, but not
it's a flat Earth meetup,
full-time living situation. I had to.
It's an official flat Earth meetup, but I'm not sure if they announced it on the official flat Earth website or not. But I'm announcing it right now. There's a flat Earth meetup October 1st at Faye Morrissey in Joe's house. Okay, so you guys all know October 1st, flat Earth meetup, Faye's house.
Sort of do some mental gymnastics, like to make it make sense for me financially. And one of the ways that I did that was to make it as flexible as I could possibly make it and as useful for as many different things as I could possibly make it. But also it's been a lot of fun to have sort of this creative project to just be fully my own. Utilitarian spaceship type vibe that I've been embodying. It's been really fun to just have full freedom to go after that. To that end, the third fun thing about it is seeing people look up at me from their passenger window on the highway and go, what is that? You know, like seeing other people try to figure it out is fun in its own way. This bus is not quite my house. It's not quite my shop. It's everything, but also nothing. It's a paradox. That's what it is. What is this? I'm going to tell the next person who asks, what is this? It's a paradox.
That's exact. If I was like traveling in a van like this, I'd be like looking around. I'd be all high one day, and I'd be like laughing my ass off, and I'd be like, "What is this? What is this life that I'm in?" But you know what?
Yeah,
I think
you pull up in something like that, and then you drop the back, and it's got a stage on it or whatever. And you
listen. We're even thinking about bringing porta potties with us. We're figuring it all out. We're gonna listen to this. We're gonna listen.
That sounds like y'all trying to collect people's DNA.
No. We're gonna need bathrooms, dude. We can't have people traipsing. We can't have people traipsing through people's houses. We're gonna be going to people's backyards. But listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have one person who wants to be the driver of the porta potty truck. It's gonna be a real shitty job, but we're gonna need somebody to drive the porta potty truck.
Thank you for asking. The original location of the fuel tank on this bus was in the middle of the frame behind the rear axle. And in order to fill it up, it had a tube that came like way up to this level. So I had to get rid of that to make my flatbed. And so I moved the fuel tank up to here. So this is the original tank, but just in a new location. And then on the other side, I've added a second tank. Coming off of this tank, I run my diesel generator, my diesel heaters. There's fittings on there to get fuel in and out, like by a fuel pump system to the other tank. So there's just, at this point, so many fittings on that tank. Both tanks are 65 gallons, so my total fuel capacity is like 130 gallons. Getting pretty expensive these days, but it gives me a lot of range. So the door is the stock door, and the mechanism of the door is the stock mechanism, but I built a new frame and a new set of stairs to put it in. This is just a big aluminum underbody storage box. The catch-all storage, the junk drawer, if you will.
That is
This
smart.
is
I had a bus, man, but
This is pretty cool, but we can do better.
yeah,
We
I
can
had
do
a-
better.
I had a bus, and I put all my stuff in it, and it got mildewed. Everything in it got mildewy. So you got to definitely insulate them first before you try to live in them. That's for sure. Anyway,
How many people we still got here? A lot. How's it doing? What's the number at?
I don't know. Hang on, I'm just trying to see where we're at.
I don't even see a chat on the screen because I got to get it back up. Activate chat. I don't know what channel I'm on here. We're on 3 different channels, so we're on the one you don't see. We're on Tommy Tell the Truth, and we're on the new Late Night Live channel. It's a channel called Late Night Live. Singe Man's channel. We're kicking ass. 33 in chat. Illuminati confirmed.
here because right inside this wall is where all my Victron system and stuff is, all my distribution. Having the batteries right here makes the wiring really simple. And this is 2 drawers of 6 batteries each. This is the 3 starter batteries, and then 3 AGM gel hybrid house batteries. And then this drawer is 6 more house batteries. I went with gel hybrids because the temperature requirements on this build made me a little uncomfortable going with lithium, because this build sits unattended in the winter for long periods of time, unheated in upstate New York. And
Go to the billionaire one.
The next, skip this?
Yeah, we see enough of the bus. Go,
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. You don't want to play too many of one video.
Yeah,
like I do. I go on for hours on the same video.
Just play the billionaire. Skip down to the billionaires one. It says how they're preparing.
I like the MIT has predicted that society would collapse. Oh, so what do you do? So basically, when you're making a show, you like make a playlist of all the videos. That's pretty smart, dude. I'm gonna steal your idea for my show from now on.
Douglas Rushkoff, how billionaires are preparing for the end of the world.
Yeah,
what comes to mind?
I'm definitely gonna steal your idea, Tommy, about that. I mean, I don't know.
You can keep the playlist private.
I'm not copying you. I'm straight up stealing your idea.
I don't give a crap.
With these
I'm straight up robbing you for your idea.
The premise of this book is so wonderful. Tell us about the meeting you had with these billionaires.
Well, I do talks.
I don't
Anyone
know.
who writes
You want me
books
to
about
go
digital
fast forward ahead or
technology
something?
and its
What
impact
is
on
it?
society gets invited to do talks, usually by wealthy people looking for what to bet on, and invest in. And
You can
I
show how
thought I was
the
doing one of
elite are,
those, only a bit
preparing
fancier. It was more money.
The end.
So,
just skip.
Oh
ahead to
yeah. Because that's what happened. All right, all right. If you didn't notice, the past 2 nights I did a show on Tartaria, right? I covered basically for 2 nights in a row. I covered the whole Tartaria thing, pretty much the whole thing, or the basics, right? Then the next night I covered smart cities, right? Like in the ones in China, right? So now this is what they're doing. Like they want to survive the reset. There's a reset coming, dude, and they want to survive it again.
They're
And they're
behind the reset too.
Yeah, they were the ones behind the reset the last time. They do it all the time. So something's gonna. They're preparing for the end of the world. They're letting you know it's happening.
Yeah, but we're fear mongers if we talk about
class,
this. You know.
And
Yeah, I know. I don't want to scare anybody.
It's funny
but,
how some people they don't believe in Jesus coming to save them, but they just think somehow somebody or something's going to save them from the elite doing all their plans.
Well, they must
and
have.
They showed you their plans, but I mean,
They have underground
troll
bunkers.
on, you little fool! I just want.
They have underground bunkers. They have fucking all kinds of secret places where they could hide and survive these type of things where they'll go down for 1,000 years, right? Go underground or wherever the fuck it is, for like they'll go down to like where Satan is for like 1,000 years, hang out. They'll fucking worship Satan, plan
I
how
think
to.
it's so sad that some people in this community don't get it. They
And then-
don't get that we're at the end of the church age. They don't get that the elite are using the Bible as a playbook. They don't get that it is going to all play out. But they're just so there's
Yeah.
I'm just I tell you what. Y'all are going to see. I'm done with some of these people around here because
I know what you
you're either
mean.
going to get it or you're not going to get it, folks. So you just keep on your little bubble that you think you're safe in.
Yeah.
That nothing is going to happen. That you're going to sit in your house and it's going to be the same like it is every day from here on out. And there's not going to be any Bible prophecies coming true. No, it's just all fantasy. You're a nut,
Look at
Tommy.
the title. Look at the title. How billionaires? All right, there's not that many billionaires.
I see NPCs.
If you look up the word billionaires, there's not that many of them on the plane, right? They're all preparing for the end of the world. What do you think they're doing? They're getting ready to survive it.
Nothing to
They're
see
gonna,
here.
They're gonna outlive us.
There ain't nothing going on.
And then they're gonna plan on how they're gonna come out in 1,000 years when the dust settles and
We
everything
got some
settles.
brilliant people here, buddy. I'm gonna tell you.
And they're gonna
We
come
got
out
some
and they're gonna take they're gonna take everything
they got
over
it
again.
all figured out.
And they're gonna run things again like they're doing now. And like they took
History
all,
repeats itself, folks. Get over yourself.
If I had 1,000 years under the ground to plan on how to take over the world, I
sick
could
of this
probably
shit,
do
man.
it. If I had a dedicated group of people in 1,000 years to go into the ground, right? And like families, like generations of people where we could plan it, you could probably plan on how to conquer the world in 1,000 years. It's easy. Like all these things that have been planned that they've been doing, all these planned events, right? It was probably all planned out during the reset when they were hiding out.
Everything's planned out, everything's scripted, everything's staged, but it happens. And so all you people that think that they're not going to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at us. And a matter of fact, anybody that's not an NPC, you're the real enemy of the elite. So if you don't think they're coming after you, then just keep on thinking that everything's gonna be hunky dory without Jesus too. I don't even know what some of you people are living in, man. The world you're living in is freaking ridiculous.
That's why
I'm telling
it's so,
you right now, some of you are in the delusion in this chat. This chat.
That's why it's so hard for some
Under
people to
delusion
see it, though.
already.
It's so hard for the regular
I don't
people to see.
I don't know what else to say right now. I'm about ready to just end this show and just tell you good luck.
Yeah, but it's so hard for these people that. But Tommy, it's so hard for these
Pick a
people to
damn
see it.
side. Pick a side, people. Pick a fucking side because it's the battle is on. Okay.
Yeah,
You
but
are
it's like,
not going to be able to sit in your lounge chair and have unlimited food and pot and beer and whatever the hell you like to get off on forever. No. These people are going to make the Bible play out, the rest of it. And it's some nasty shit in there. So get with the program. You don't have to get religious. Just get prepared for the battle that we're in for your soul.
It's spiritual.
Who will save your soul?
It's not religion, it's spirituality.
I'm
it's
just
more
over it, dude. I'm sick
It doesn't
of this
matter
shit.
what.
You're
for
a
me-
fearmonger because you're telling what their
that?
frickin' plan is. Give me a break.
Who said that you're a fearmonger? Someone said
Oh
that.
my God, we've had trolls in here the whole time.
Just
man.
kick them out. Anybody who has a
And
wrench,
they
just
need
boot
to
them out.
unsubscribe from me because I'm not going to put up with it on my channel.
Listen, just
I don't
boot them
care
out or
what
time
you
them
call
out.
me. We are at the end of the church age. There's 7 years left. Get with the damn program. Act accordingly and pick the side you want to support, good or evil. You will not be able to stay on the fence much longer, you fence huggers. You stinking fence huggers with your no belief in God.
Anybody who's pissing,
your belief in
if
everything's going to just come out hunky-dory because I say it is. I don't have to lift a finger. I don't have to do nothing to stand up against the world order or nothing. Yeah, I'm just going to just ride it out. And
Tommy,
I'm going to surf it down like the dude did on 9/11. He surfed the building down 15 stories and survived.
You know what it
went
is?
home that
You know-
night.
you know what it
that's
is,
the kind of
Tommy?
world y'all are living in.
On my channels, we have a lot of
Oh.
cops. We have a lot of cops, politicians,
Oh,
and federal
boy.
people watching, and like
Well,
because
I think we should
because
just
of all
end
the
the show and
because of
you
the
can go
audits.
live, 'cause I'm about over it.
Yeah, they pissed you off, huh?
Oh, I'm pissed. Yeah, I'm pissed.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I didn't see what was going on because I didn't have the screen on, and I'm only watching one
I'm over
channel,
it, man.
and I'm screen sharing. But
Holy moly.
but yeah. So, but basically, if I had 1,000 years to plan over how to take over the world, I would do it. I could do it. Give me 1,000 years and a family of dedicated people. Go and you'd be able to plan all these.
This world's getting
That's why
worse
people
by the day. But people just stay in this mental state like, oh, everything is fine. Next week it'll be better. Come on, man.
That's why they can't
this is
see
not
it.
going away. This
Because-
shit is not going away. COVID's not going away. The cashless society stuff's not going away.
No.
It's
It's
none
only
of this
getting
crap.
worse. The Bitcoin and all that shit's being more prevalent,
man.
and it's just like
I'm tired of people.
They had thousands of years to plan it, so obviously they're gonna trick you. Like they had 1,000 years to plan fucking whatever they're doing right now. It's been planned. Like they planned on what they're gonna tell everybody. Everybody's compartmentalized. They're gonna tell you one thing. They're gonna tell the other people the other thing. They know what to tell you, what you need to hear to get you to do
I've seen it
what
all,
they
man.
want you to do.
There are truthers that will be there will be truthers that will be deluded like the NPCs, I guess, man. Or maybe there's just some people here that are really on the path to being an NPC someday, and they don't even know it yet. But I'll tell you right now, everybody is going to know real soon that the shit is hitting the fan. The climax is coming, and all you have to do is realize what time you're in and how serious things are, and then just be prepared, in every way that you can be, hopefully, for the worst, and hope for the best. Try and manifest the best, but you're not going to just ride this thing out without getting involved, folks, because everybody has a role in this end time. We are at the end of the church age. Yes, there's 1,000 years to go after this. 7 years is left. But this is it. This is the book of Revelation playing out, and it's not going to stop next week or next month or next year. It is going to play out, whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not. Okay, that's the point I'm trying to make. This stuff is real, and we need to act accordingly.
The point I want to
make, all you have
make
to do is just make choices, make a few good choices instead of playing around and trying to just stay neutral and whatever. I'm sorry that we're all in a filtration system and we're all being forced to make a choice. If you don't see that, then you don't even understand what's going on in this community for the last year of all the separation and division. I'm trying to get along with everybody, but you come in here and tell me I'm a fear-mongering troll, this, that, and the other crap, when I'm just trying to be a realist and show you what the enemy's plan is and how they're going to keep on until God intervenes on the behalf of everybody good.
Can I say something to you, Tommy?
I want to
tell you one thing. I want to tell you one thing, Tommy. I want to tell you in front of everybody.
The only reason I'm here is I care.
Well, I have you on the show. Well, I have you here. Well, we're together. Listen, you are one of the best Christian preachers that
I'm
this
not a
community,
preacher, man, and I don't even necessarily consider myself a Christian. Though I do believe there was a
not
Jesus
a preacher, but
figure,
I mean. In the community, when you preach when
you label me as a Christian creature, though, then that just turns people off even more. I am not a preacher. I will tell you what I've been through and what I see that works for me and what I've learned, some the hard way. And I don't have all the answers, but I see the big picture, and I am putting the pieces together. And it's not that hard to do, folks, when you see how attached these people are to the Bible prophecy and to the Book of Revelation. So
well, what I'm trying to say is
whatever you want, and you can do whatever you want.
You're the best we have. You're the best we have left, and you brought me closer to God, man. And watching you is what's brought me into the community.
Churches don't bring you closer to God, so that's the sad thing. This world, these churches, these Christian preachers and so on have not prepared anybody for what we're going to see and experience in the next 7 years, and so they don't even take you. So nobody's even taking me serious, even though I've many shows I have showed the proof that we are there. We are at the end of the church age. We've been at the end of ages before, folks. It's not a new thing. History repeats itself, and ages end. You ought to be glad glad that we're at the end of the church age. You won't see a church at the every block like you do at least here in the South. All these false churches. I can't find one church out of thousands around me that I could go in and feel like God's in there or the Holy Spirit. It's a joke, a bad joke.
There's some real, around here, Tommy, the black churches, the Christian Baptist black churches are the best ones, man. I go to them sometimes, and I'm like the only white person there, and they love me, and they treat me so good, and they feed me like bagels and shit. It's awesome, dude.
I'm not going to say that every person in a church is bad, but the churches themselves are bad because they failed to do their job. They failed, period.
Yeah, some of them in Boston. There's still some good ones, man. There's a few.
No.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, we could just
go to the next.
End that subject, I guess, for now. Because...
Well, Tommy. Whenever you talk about religion, you're gonna get pushback. People, politics.
I'm not trying to be religious here. I'm trying to point out that a group of people who aren't religious.
They're trying to stop you.
You.
They're trying to stop you because you're getting the word of God out, and you're channeling. You're channeling the word of God, and whoever it is Satan, and they're trying to stop you. That's what it is. That's what's going on. It's a spiritual battle. They don't want you to get the words out that whatever you were talking about, you were hitting the nail right on the head. And they said something in the chat on purpose to squirrel you and get you to.
No, there's a lot of people, that like this community, but they don't, for some reason. I don't know what it is, man. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
What's this? MIT has predicted the society collapse in 2040. That looks interesting. What's that? Did we look at that yet?
That one? No, we didn't watch it. We could watch it. Yeah.
How can you go from a Christian making 6 figures a year to a kingdom builder making 6 figures a month?
Hold on. That's
better question is, what would you do with that?
Yeah, all right.
In 1972, researchers at MIT concluded that society was on track to collapse by the year 2040. A follow-up study conducted by an analyst at KPMG found that we are ahead of schedule. Advanced human civilizations have existed for, at best, 10,000 years.
So that is an example of a society that collapsed, okay? Look at it right there. It's melted as fuck. There's a fucking sphinx, which is basically the same thing as the Griffith, but the Sphinx has a different head than the Griffith, right? And it's all shit that we know nothing about, really. That they barely teach us about, that they probably know a whole ton about. And it was a different civilization. This was a piece on the computer board. These were all computer pieces. These all had functions, and it was a better. It got melted. You can obviously tell that most of it is melted. That's all I got to say about that.
I get asked a lot is who is the richest after 93 days of action that has been reduced to little more than 4 broad categories.
Sorry.
Ahead of rose from nothing and returned to nothing, leaving behind at best 10,000 years. In that time, many great empires rose from nothing and returned to nothing, leaving behind little more than artifacts and crumbling architecture. While it's hard for historians to definitively say what caused any of these particular collapses, the determining factors tend to fall into 4 broad categories: political issues, social and cultural issues, environmental issues, and of course, the one that we're specifically interested in, economic issues. Any civilization that has been reduced to little more than an entry into a textbook fell through some combination of these 4 factors. Some were almost instantaneous, the great city of Pompeii succumbing to the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. Some took a few weeks. The Aztec Empire collapsed after 93 days of resistance against the Spanish, and some took centuries. 300 years separated the height of the Roman Empire with its eventual collapse. Our modern civilization is the greatest ever known, hundreds of thousands of times wealthier and more advanced than even the most massive empires of history could have imagined. If you are watching this video, you have access to the internet. If you have access to the internet, you have access to a source of knowledge that scholars and kings could not have dreamt of just 100 years ago. The same is true for other modern luxuries that we take for granted: climate control, worldwide travel, cheap and effective clothing, medicine, instantaneous communication, plentiful and safe food, water on tap, and even little luxuries like being able to listen to your favourite song pretty much whenever you feel like it. A question I get asked a lot is, who is the richest person in history? The answer? Elon Musk. Or it was about a week ago when he was worth more than $270 billion. That might have changed depending on when you actually watch this video. Oh, but what about Rockefeller, the Rothschilds, the Romanovs, or even this Mansa Musa fella that people keep on bringing up? What about them? Sure, they were rich for their time, but their time was one of almost universal poverty. Despite their relative wealth, they couldn't dream of all the amenities that you think nothing of. Let me tell you, if I had the choice between my modern, rented 2-bedroom apartment and a sprawling 15th century French palace with no air conditioning, no plumbing, and no food that wouldn't give me cholera, I would take the apartment 10 times out of 10, and you are a fool if you wouldn't do the same. The best part is I haven't even mentioned war yet. Despite what most people might think based on their diet of cable news on the front page of Reddit, we are living through one of the most peaceful periods in human history ever. Overwhelmingly, this has all been thanks to a combination of technology, education, and global cooperation. Even nations that have resentful hostilities bubbling away beneath the surface are more dependent on one another today than even the closest of allies were back in the time of Napoleon. Why get hostile when you can get rich? It sounds vapid, but it's a good thing, albeit a fickle one. Comparing our modern global economy to even the greatest empires throughout history is like comparing a jet engine to a donkey. That's not hyperbole, that's how far ahead we are today. But this is actually the problem. Sure, a jet engine is faster and more powerful than a donkey, but it's less resilient. One tiny flaw in its incredibly complex network of interdependent components could render the whole thing useless. What's worse is that it moves so fast and flies so high that even the slightest hiccup becomes catastrophic. Most of us alive today, and especially those of us sitting at home watching internet videos on our smartphones, would not know how to survive very long if we didn't have food within easy reach, sometimes literally delivered to our door. But I'm getting ahead of myself and probably starting to sound like some kind of deranged doomsday prepper screaming the end is nigh, so let's break down exactly how this MIT study predicted that society would collapse. What measurable metrics was MIT looking at to determine that the world was going in a good or a bad direction? What did these metrics
Look at the flood.
tell us about the way our society would supposedly break down? And finally, is the fact that this report is ahead of schedule actually something to be worried about? Or is this all just a case of too much weight being given to statistical correlation?
It looks flooded as fuck, that's all I know.
This video is brought to you by Skillshare. Thanks to Skillshare, you can learn new skills like drawing,
Thanks to Skillshare.
cooking, and even how not to suck at speaking Australian. A 12-minute course that
I do suck at speaking Australian.
created to help you decipher the Aussie lexicon. Here's a quick preview. Why does this?
I think it's about. I think after this one, Tommy, it's about 5 minutes till 4:20 after this.
Australian tribe assigned so many nicknames to common nouns, words like brekkie, chewy, and stubby. If all of this sounds intimidating, don't worry. Together, we will decipher the Australian lexicon once and for all. Be one of the first 1,000 viewers to sign up with the link in the description box below to get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare Premium. After signing up, you'll gain instant and unlimited access to my course, as well as thousands of other awesome courses.
Nice.
Again, the link is in the video description below.
Oh, sorry.
You can have your own Walmart store
I'll get back.
making thousands of dollars.
We'll take a break for a minute. We'll get back to it. We'll get back to it. We'll get back to it. But anyway, so Holistic Media posted our Holistic Media posted it. So we're gonna get more people. Look, we got 65 people here now because Holistic Media posted.
We had that more than that earlier, I think. I don't know.
Dude, this is nuts. That's a lot of people. I'm getting a little scared now. All right, let's go to a song then. Since Holistic Media did it, I'll play the song that video that Holistic Media made. All right, today. Yeah, what up? You want to do it? You want to go for a quick?
Listen, I'm fully aware that there have been people on the side of the road with a sign that says the end is near forever, and that is part of the problem that so many people have, but Noah warned the people for many years too while he was building that ark, but I promise you, and I have been warning people about the end of the times coming, for years too, but not saying it was, right then there like people have. But they're never in the past when those people had the sign saying the end is here or near. Did we have the signs that we have now? So even with the signs screaming, the heavens and all the other signs of it, that you can imagine having, that say the end of the age is here, the end of the church age is here, people don't take it serious because of all the fearmongers from 20 years ago and beyond, forever and ever, that thought that the time was there. But in all those cases, until now, you did not have all the supernatural things going on, all the signs in the heaven, and all the Bible prophecy unfolding too. So, if you're ever going to take it serious that the end is near, I say is to do it now, but not in fear, of course, unless you're doing evil or condoning and supporting it.
All right, I have something really good that I want to play about the flood.
Sure.
All right? All right. So let me play a song real quick while I get it ready. Because I'm like, I don't want to, like, piss people off. All right, let's listen to some Christian Nap. How about that? Let's listen to some Christian Nap stuff, because that, here we go.
earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. Now what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. Now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? I thought you knew about it. Would you rather do without it? The earth's a center. The sun and moon moves around it like a clock. Can you hit a moving target with a rocket? I'm not hard to get along with. Just take a bong hit. Do you serve up any content? The stars are constant. You want a consolation for it? It makes me vomit. We never do get hit by comments. I know you want it. Just leave another user comment. NASA lost it. The earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? Earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. You know it's flat. And there is a bunch of us. Though he's munching on a bunch of snuffleupagus. You think it's cute? Then why not cuddle up with us? We know it's flat. Why you making such a fuss? My supper was the fucking best. That's just because the earth is flat. It hit me like an uppercut to the nuts. The earth is flat and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat and there's nothing you can do. There's a Russian with the crew. Don't forget to brush after your food. Asteroids and asteroids too. The earth is flat and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. It's fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat.
So when I'm done, they just like keep spinning. It's called a spinner. That's what they call them. That's the street term for when your live stream won't stop. It's called a spinner. So, okay. So what's up, Singe? How you doing? Welcome to the show. We're on your channel.
The crap show now.
No, it's not the crap show. Actually, I got something good. So Tommy, what do you think about the antediluvian era? Do you know what that is? Obviously, you do. You obviously do.
Hey.
Hold on.
So I'm at a flat Earth party. I'm at a flat Earth party.
You're at a flat Earth party with who? Where? I'll put you full screen. Show us who's there. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? I have a bad connection.
Okay.
I'm at a flat Earth party, man.
Where? Yeah. What's going on?
In South Carolina.
There's a flat Earth
in the
party.
middle of the woods.
No, you're not. You're lying, dude. You're lying. You're really at a flat Earth party. Where is everybody?
No, here is a. You want to put that stuff away?
Yeah, get people on the stream, dude. What the fuck? Let's see it.
Down there, ambidextrous picture. Okay. The next paragraph.
Dude, tell everybody the Earth is flat. Tell them they're live on YouTube. Tell them you're live on YouTube. The Earth is flat.
Hey, Ray. We got stress.
What up? Who do we got?
Just Ferry.
Hold on, put you guys full screen.
And Gregness of the Greg.
You guys are superstars now, flat Earth superstars. So we're live on 3 channel. We're live on 3 channels right now. You guys can see us?
Yeah, we see you.
Nice. Yeah, we see you too. That's great. Isn't this YouTube thing so cool and this community so awesome? How we have these little meetups. Like I go to the ones locally around here too, and we're all connected through like this YouTube thing, and we all see each other, and we're all listening to each other's shows, and like we're all tuned in with each other. It's like amazing, isn't it?
Magical. It's holy. It is.
It's holy.
Until they
And,
turn it
and,
off.
and it's only a certain type of person that like tunes into it. You know, there's like all these NPCs out there who don't even pay attention to us, and they have no idea that this is even going on. You know what I mean? It's like we're lucky to be part of this. Like we all help each other out and everything.
Went straight to truth. We didn't even try to. It's just natural talk.
Right,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah, this is amazing. We're blessed. We are truly blessed. Thank God for waking us up and showing us that the temple of God is within. Like that's the main thing that worked for me, man. That's where it's at. That's number one. So, but yeah, thank God for the flat earth meetups and the flat earthers. I love it. I'm going to one on October 1st, and me and listen to this. So me and Christian Knapp are going to be touring. We got a band. We're going to be going around, and we're going to go to all these little meetups like what you're at right now, and we're looking for people's backyards to play in, and we're just going to play like concerts in people's backyards and have like small meetups, and it won't be expensive. It'll be cool.
In Boston.
No, everywhere. We're going everywhere. We're starting in Boston October 1st. We have a concert, and then after that, and all right. So we have one on a flat Earth meetup at Faye's house. Faye and Joe. I'm announcing it right now because I know it's not going to get announced on the official Flat Earth website, but it is an official. It's an official Flat Earth meetup, and it's at Faye's house, and it doesn't cost a lot, and you guys can come. Everybody can go. Whoever wants to go, and me and Christian are playing a concert for the first concert. The first concert. Yeah, we're gonna have a caravan, and we're gonna go around to all these other states, and we're gonna bring groupies along with us, whoever wants to come, and we're gonna have like whoever wants to come. We're gonna pick up musicians along the way. We need a drummer, we need a bass player, we need people who can play flutes. We need anybody, someone who can play the ukulele, violinist, singers, backup singers, anybody who can do anything in music. And you want to come along with us, we will bring you with us when we come through to your state. Just hook up with us. That's what we're doing. We're building. We're going to make it bigger and bigger and bigger as we go along.
It sounds like the Grateful Dead or something.
It's going to be like the Grateful Dead. Yeah, it is. We're going to have people in the crowd doing all kinds of crazy stuff. You guys are going to love it.
Skin flute player too, if you know.
We already have it set up. We're already planning it. And Brian's coming with us. Stavely's going to be there. Stavely's doing backup vocals on a few songs, on every song. So it's going to be amazing. And we're bringing the community together because you know why? We don't need anybody's blessing. Our music is going to be so good that every channel is going to play it. No matter who you like, everybody's going to play this music. It's going to be so good. So it's going to be like the Beatles, okay? You guys are going to love it. So anyway, I'm setting the bar really high. I'm manifesting here. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So anyway, all right. So the antediluvian era. You know what that means, Tommy? Antediluvian.
Antediluvian.
Yeah, diluvian.
Sounds like a oxymoron.
Diluvian.
What is it? No.
Well, it means before the flood. Okay, so the book of Enoch is about the antediluvian era. What do you think about the book of Enoch, Tommy?
I mean, it's another set of texts of, what's possible and what's
what I'm wondering is, do you like, how like some people say because it's not canonized they don't believe it, like right. Like what do you think? Like,
I mean, we know that King James, favorite version, King James version. I mean, we know that King James manipulated the Bible to what extent, we do know, I guess, a little bit, but it's
yeah. All right.
I think people are just need to focus more on their actions and whether they're pleasing God or not than a book. I mean, especially at this point.
This right here is pretty interesting. You want to check it out for a little while, and I want to get your opinion on it.
Lost history of flat Earth. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Check this out.
Sure.
It's okay. You're okay. You're awake now. You were having a nightmare. We crashed en route to Siberia. We were attacked and went down. I thought I'd lost you for a minute. I have no idea where we are. An unknown coastline somewhere. And this is going to take some time to repair. I have been working on it ever since. But as the sun departs and darkness comes, now is the time for rest. We cannot waste time, but now we're forced to. Let's get settled for the evening. I have broadly introduced the story I am trying to tell, the story that refutes his story. But please forgive me, we have only covered the basics. Which means that up until this point, our investigation into our lost history has been lacking nuance. I need to draw out the complexities for you. And this means there will be some unexpected developments and turns in the plot of our story. I really hope you don't mind, viewer, but as we move forward, we will also need to revisit topics, such as the old structures and the mud. I must admit, our journey is going to be a long one. But now look at us, forced into limbo on this unknown shoreline, a temporary purgatory. This is a good time to tell you a story. The Great Flood, or the Great Deluge, is a story that looms on the historical horizon of so many cultures. The story of Noah is perhaps the most famous, but there are many forms of this story. We have the Noah that appears in the Quran. We have the Hindu legend of Manu. We have the Mesopotamian myths of Gilgamesh and Sumerian creation. We have the ancient Greek story of Deucalion. In fact, there is such an abundance of different renditions of the Great Flood that listing them would be a great waste of time. But it's useful to note, because a multitude of similar, so-called myths, all describing a mass flood event like this, do not just appear out of nowhere. Compiling your very own flood myth was not a rite of passage for each individual culture. This event obviously took place at some point in our history, and so many of the narratives share the similar premise. God, or the gods, are unhappy with humans. One human is warned and instructed to build a vessel to survive, while the rest perish in the waters. Whether these different renditions were constructed deliberately to hide the truth, or whether they formed in a more organic manner, I cannot say. But they all provide a clear indication of the what, a great worldwide flood that eradicated and reset life on Earth. What they do not provide, however, is a clear indication of the why. Why did this happen? Apart from one of these texts, if read closely and correctly. And lucky for us, this text is one of the greatest pieces of literature ever written. You hear me speak of God often, the creator of the realm, and it no doubt raises the question, if God is real, then why are there resets in the first place? From the moment we develop our capabilities to learn, we are prescribed a prism, a small cocoon if you will, that takes hold deep within our minds and begins to grow. It is nourished and fed by the mandated education system imposed upon us and reinforced by the social circles we keep. By the time we enter adulthood, more often than not, the shell of the cocoon will have fully broken and the opportunistic wings of the creature inside emerge and begin to wrap around and smother our minds. We are trained to see reality in a certain way, and more often than not, the perception produced by this prism is not correct and filters our experience and understanding of the world into a type of disreality. It's a very strong prism, and many never escape its grip. And this can have serious consequences. In some way or another, we are all sheep, but it's our choice of shepherd that defines our path. Actions have consequences, and it is always a tragic affair when we are forced to learn lessons just a little too late. We do not have the ability to reset ourselves, to wind back our own personal clock and erase our mistakes and poor choices. We must live with the consequences of our actions. Once upon a time in our realm's history.
Oh, it goes on and on and on and on.
Have you ever looked into the word brimstone?
Brimstone, yeah, it's it's like basically the same thing. It's like sulfur, right?
All right, no, look, what I'm talking. All right, well, just the word brim is the edge of a bottom of a hat.
Yeah.
So brimstone is the edge of the flat Earth, I guess I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I mean, it talks about fire and brimstone instead of flooding the earth this time,
Yeah.
And that he'll destroy it with fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah,
interesting.
they said
I think
it is
brimstone and the brim is the edge. That kind of confirms flat Earth to me. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this seems like a pretty good documentary. I don't know how many people have seen it. I've never seen it, but
it gets really good. He starts off really slow, but then he gets into the whole Book of Enoch and the antediluvian era and before the flood, and then he gets into the flood
not anti.
But no, it's I actually heard somebody call it something else, and it sounded better. They didn't even use the word anything like that. They used something else. But anyway, that's what
it sounded like an oxymoron because you said anti.
Yeah.
And I was like,
anti. But no, it's actually I heard somebody else say it differently, but it means diluvian. Diluvian means flood.
They just said my audio's low.
Yeah, they're always complaining about the audio.
How about now?
Well,
is it louder now?
This is what this is what I say when people start complaining. Well, if you want to fix Tommy's audio, he has a Cash App
microphone. I mean,
he has a good microphone, but he has a Cash App account.
Yeah. My computer crapped out.
You could donate. You could donate to him, and it might fix the situation. Thank you. All right, let's go.
There lived a man named Enoch. He was a descendant of a lineage that can be traced back to Adam, the same Adam that God placed in the Garden of Eden. Enoch had a son named Methuselah. Enoch, we are told, was a righteous man and walked with God. His son Methuselah had his own son named Lamech, and Lamech fathered a very interesting man named Noah. We have all heard of the Great Flood, in which Noah survived. He built an ark. He labored on this ark for a long time and warned others of a coming flood, who, in their stubborn arrogance, shunned and ignored his warnings. His cry, a tremendous black cloud that filled the sky, but the message rained down on deaf ears. They would not listen to him. The flood destroyed pretty much all life on Earth, but Noah and his bloodline survived. And it's in discussions of the event known as the Great Flood that we inevitably come up against the workings of the prism holding so many people's minds hostage. Many will dismiss a reset of such a cataclysmic scale as nothing more than mere mythology. It's just too unfathomable to comprehend. Some, who think of themselves as smarter than they actually are, will use it as an opportunity to dismiss God. If God is good, why would he choose to destroy all of humanity? They will huff, puff, and scoff, and conclude that no, scriptural accounts of history are not rooted in any kind of fact, but a fiction dreamt up to control and scare the masses into obedience. Not only is this incorrect, but it reveals a deep-seated ignorance in the person that is not entirely their fault. They are missing an understanding of the events that we are told were responsible for causing the flood in the first place. One of the best-kept theological secrets is that the Bible used and distributed by the modern church is not the original Bible. Up until the late 19th century, or what is better termed the concluding stages of the Great Reset, the King James Bible came with additional books, collected and referred to as the Apocrypha, and these were officially purged from the English printings of the King James Bible in 1885. But the purging of books from the Bible began a long time before 1885. And while I do not think the actual events took place in a way they tell us, or at the time they tell us it happened, a quick summary paints the picture well. Christianity and Scripture fell victim and into the hands of the Roman Empire around the 4th century, we are told. Under Emperor Constantine, Christianity was fused with many of the pagan practices of Rome. Under his reign, the empire formed a strong alliance with the church. The laws and policies of the empire and the doctrine of the church became a synonymous entity. Through a series of councils, Constantine, his peers and successors successfully began thwarting and eliminating whatever did not fit in with their vision. They began institutionalizing beliefs and practices that did not exist before, but which have remained a cornerstone in the teaching of the church today. And despite what some historians claim, this would have brought on an inevitable process of distortion and redaction of Scripture itself. There are hundreds of books missing from the original collection known as the Bible. Some have suggested that originally the Bible contained well over 500 books. It now contains...
So, Tommy, this is my question for you. What do you think about that? The Bible used to have 500 books, and now it has 60.
It's possible. It is possible.
But does it have 66 books? Does it have 66 books?
Yeah, it does.
It
now.
does.
Yeah.
Does people think that's strange, or what do you think about that?
Some people do. I mean, of course. I mean, what are you gonna do?
But like, so some people think 66 represents the devil, but then like, I heard some people say it also represents the Son of Man, right? What does that mean?
It's man. No, it's man itself. Six represents man. Man, you know. Yeah. Well, and
I'm just a little
fallen
confused.
angels want to be man. They want, you know, they mated with the women.
Yeah.
They found.
They were tempted by the women's hair. Yeah. That's what I heard. The women's hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Women's hair is beautiful. They do have nice hair. I'll admit it. But yeah, so then they had the giants.
66, their favorite number, a very important number. The missing books are now referred to as the lost books. The Apocrypha is not the entirety of the lost books. It is a handful. Lost is an interesting word. It was coined.
So apothecary, that's what it's called, the apothecary. Have you ever heard of the apothecary before this? Tommy? The missing books were what they have left, the apothecary. I never heard that word before I've seen this. It's interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
But I've heard of it.
You've heard of the apothecary? All right. So what do you think it is? How many books is it? Is it one book?
No, it's several books.
It's a bunch of books, huh? Dude, we need to get our hands on all these other books to make sense of this Bible more.
I mean,
you
not
know,
necessarily. I mean, we see their hand. They show us their hand. That's why, you know. I mean, the movies the way they are, and the shows and stuff. You know, they're showing everything that they're gonna do.
But you know how like there's certain questions like I have, you know, when I'm reading the Bible that like it doesn't answer like all right, like Cain and Abel, right? Like, all right, first there was Adam and Eve. It says first this is what the Bible says. First there was Adam and Eve, right? Then there was Cain and Abel. Then Cain killed Abel, right? And then God said to Cain, I'm going to put a mark on your body where I'm going to send you out of Eden, and nobody else on the plane is ever going to harm you, right? Basically, because I'm going to put this mark on you that's going to identify you like that, right? But it doesn't say that he created anybody else. it says there was just Adam and Eve and just Cain and Abel, and that was it in the beginning, right? So like, who is he marking them to protect them from? You know, it's like, it seems like there's in these other books that are missing. It would explain that. You know, there's things that they're not telling us, like things important
Nobody's
pieces.
interested in books anymore, anyway, dude. I mean, we're in the digital age. I mean, nobody's interested in the Bible anymore. I mean, we're in the falling away totally because it just people don't care.
I'm interested. I'm interested in the Bible.
It's
I mean,
the
there's
Book of Eli. It's the movie, The Book of Eli, going on. The Bible's changing, and you know, I mean, eventually they're gonna wish they had at least paid attention to, you know, what the elite's plans were, because that's all I'm trying to do is get people to see what their plans are and how, you know, how that's gonna unfold in the next 7 years.
how long have you studied the Bible for? Like, did you study it like a lot before you were in this community, or?
I was born into the Bible. I mean, you know, and I studied it till I was a teenager, and then for a brief time I didn't, and then I picked it back up after I was red pilled in 1994 by somebody that worked for the government with top secret clearance, and told me all about the New World Order, the One World Order agenda.
You see,
so
like,
I said, okay, I'm gonna take this serious and warn people about the New World Order and their plans, and then as time went on, I kept putting the pieces together, and like, okay, this One World Order agenda is the beast system. You know, it's all one. It's all one and the same. You know, and you know. They think that they're gonna win, dude. They think they're winning now, and they're gonna win in the end. So, you know, and really they're gonna win by the numbers, because we are so small. Their true enemy, their only enemy, is us that won't consent and won't sell out our souls for, you know, for what they offer, and so. There's nobody on this flat plane of existence that the elite are more scared of or look at as a bigger threat than us. That like I said, will never be an NPC, full NPC, you know, and never have a sellout price or take any kind of chip or, you know, any mark or whatever that, you know, to buy and sell, you know. I mean, so
before I woke up, Tommy, the Bible was like Old English to me. Like, I couldn't understand a word of it. I would read it and I would try to understand it, and I couldn't make heads or tails of it, right? Then after I woke up, I just woke up recently, like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, not even, I don't know, like it hasn't been very long, and maybe like 2017 or something. And ever since then, like, you know, I've been looking for answers. I understand the scripture now. I pray every morning. I ask God for help to get me through the day, and at night I thank Him for getting me through the day. You know, and it seems to be working pretty well. And then like people like you, fascinate me. Like, it seems like, you know, you probably get annoyed like saying this because you've heard this all your life, and you're used to all these Bibles stuff. But like for me, learning this stuff, it's all new to me, man. Like, studying the scripture and actually being able to understand it is new. So like, I love it when you talk about the Bible and you teach it, because like you have a very good understanding of it, and there's other people in the community that don't.
No, well, look, man, it's just so simple. I get upset. I get frustrated that I shouldn't, but I mean, to me, you know, my grandson should be able to understand it in a couple more years, because it really is that simple. When you look at where it says, you know, once Israel's a nation again, there'll be a nation for 70 to 80 years, okay, and that's the last generation too. You know, I mean, hello, that's what we're in, folks. In 1948 to 2028 is 80 years. So Israel's days are numbered, and everything revolves around the Jews in Jerusalem, even if they're fake Jews, whatever. But it definitely revolves around that Holy Land right there, and everybody will see that if they don't understand that at some point. But listen.
Yeah.
The even the Antichrist, and maybe it's not just one guy, but it is a system too, and it has a lot of interest in the Holy Land, and they're going to. There's going to be a war there, to take the spoils away from Israel. Israel has plenty, and they are going to fall for the Antichrist at first, so don't forget about that. So I mean, they want to run the world with their Zionist the Noahide laws that being implemented all over the place.
Yep. It's already happening.
That's going to persecute Christians like
You know what one of the Noahide laws says? It says that it's okay to kill somebody as long as you don't do it on purpose, or as long as they do it to themselves or something like that. The way it's worded.
I can't remember. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they will justify killing you if you say that you believe in Jesus Christ, because the Jews they don't, and even if you don't, I recommend you. I don't know. What can I say, man? I don't know. But it's gonna be quite the time to be alive when somebody comes to you and makes you make a choice like that, and I think there will be that point. At some point we will have to deal with the sellout or not, or you can call it the mark of the beast or whatever, but I think that they are creating a man-made. They're creating these famines and other chaos situations, and fires and whatnot. They know how to control the weather, and they're using it against the people as a weapon. They want to kill people off. They sit here and tell you they want millions or billions of people to die, but nobody takes that serious neither. But all in the background, they're doing the numbers. They're making the plans. They're plotting to make that happen. And that's why they come out with these fake viruses. Oops. And the jab and weather control, with toxins and on and on and on, folks. There's so many weapons formed against us right now, But yeah, we're
the fluoride in the water. They're spraying the chemtrails in the
We're in a battle. Just because you don't have an M16 in your hand or whatever the hell AR, and you're not in camo, doesn't mean that you're not in a battle with these folks. And the more you are awake and to what they're doing, and the more you disapprove of what the elite's plans are for this world, then the bigger the target you are to them. But who cares? You need to be on the right side of this thing. And I'm telling you right now, if they came to my door right now in whatever form that they did, there's no way they can get me to conform, consent, or sell out my free will. And I'm calling for a revolution, but I want a peaceful revolution.
If you can't see it, if you can't see it, you need to get on your knees and you need to pray to God through Jesus Christ that He shows you. That's my best advice, because you should.
I think everybody around here sees that something's coming. We've never in our whole lifetime seen so much chaos, so much crazy, weather to crazy everything. I mean, just everything is crazy. It's crazy town. And we weren't born into that. This is all by design, and their plans are to eliminate a lot of people, and then merge with machines and all that other crap that they're telling you they want to do. They want a world full of people that are hive mind controlled, that have chips in their brain, or anywhere else, whatever, and none of us are on board with that. I don't think.
No.
None
of us are on board with that.
I mean, what do you think they're just going to decide one day next week or next year or 5 years from now to just go, oh, okay, we surrender? They're not going to do it unless we command them to, because we have more power than they do. All we would have to do is just stop golfing, stop going to the movies, stop going to out and drinking or whatever. Just stop for a little while and tell your neighbor, hey, hello there. Yeah, the Book of Revelation is playing out. I tell them you're not even religious, or maybe you are, but if people don't realize the times we're living in, then we're not going to get any help, and it's going to and their agenda is going to continue to play out, I admit I myself would like a world less full of NPCs, but I don't say let's kill them. That's what they're saying. They want to just So
what the sad part about it is like people from like your age, my age, our generation, we see it, right? Because we were born like fighting, like we were fighters growing up, right? But like the youngins, I'll say now, right? They were all completely programmed, and it's gonna be scary in about 20 or 30 years, God forbid, when we all pass on and they erase all of our content off YouTube and everything's going. They just wipe us from the system. They're gonna just control everything, and these people that they're already programming now, the next generations that are coming up, they don't stand a chance, man, and it sucks. And that's why I do what I do, is I'm trying to get the word out to as many people as I possibly can. But hey, you want me to play a little bit more of this? See how it goes?
Sure, go ahead.
It gets good.
We are told in the 1300s, its original definition is wasted, ruined, spent in vain. It stems from the Old English loss, which means destruction. The books are not lost, they were either destroyed or hidden. They are the forbidden books of the Bible. It needs to be emphasized once more. During the Great Reset, the controllers established the major religions that now govern and influence our world. This is imperative to understand. It does not mean that people did not worship God before, or that the scriptures are entirely illegitimate. It means they have thwarted our historical ancestors' understanding of our world and God. It means they have redacted huge portions of text, hidden entire books, and used religious organizations to manipulate and yoke together practices that did not exist before. An example of which is Sunday worship. The Roman Empire fused Christianity with the pagan worship of the sun, which resulted in the Sabbath changing from Saturday to
That's
Sunday.
what I was talking about earlier.
I know, that's why I played it. Tommy.
And some would reason that if the control...
I played this video because it's relaxing, and it's exactly what you were talking about, and he explains it perfectly.
Controllers have faked so much history and continually subjected us to psyop after psyop, then why should we trust anything that was written and collected into the Bible, or any text for that matter? It is a very valid question, and one I have considered for a long time.
Hold on, is he going to
It's
say
almost
that they're
impossible
using it
to
as a
discern
playbook?
what is a...
I don't know.
Because I mean, that's definitely a reason to take still note of it, is because they have attached to it.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, they're using it. Basically, he's gonna get into like the Book of Enoch and like the antediluvian era before the flood, and then he's gonna get into the flood. So it's gonna get good.
A genuine historical artifact and what is fraudulent, and they have been caught faking artifacts over and over again. We only have our eyes, so what do we see? We see the controllers and their puppets again and again trying to steer people away from the scriptures. to pollute the minds of the young and convince millions that they are nothing more than a mythological collection of stories wrought together by our ancient and primitive ancestors who were trying to make sense of the world around them. If the scriptures were a fraudulent fiction, why the effort to prevent people from considering them? And why do we see with our own eyes, again and again, Masons and other controller puppets refusing to swear on the Bible?
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon? You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if you ever thought of it. Say that misrepresented away from me. You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Why wouldn't the astronauts, who have lied to the world over and over again and participated in one of the greatest lies of all time, not just commit another dishonest act and place their dirty hands on the Bible and swear that they landed on the moon? They won't do it, which is strange. Do they fear this act more than lying about their little journey into the great fiction of space? Are there consequences that come with placing your hand on a text like this and taking an oath?
Yes.
And then there is the almost mind-boggling presence and
What do you think, Tommy? I think so. I think by placing your hand on the Bible and taking an oath, this.
I'll show it again. All right, I've had this Bible right here since 1994. I got it a few months after I was red-pilled about the New World Order, Old World Order, One World Order agenda, whatever. So I have lost everything I've owned except for this Bible, like several times. I've had lost everything in a flood, and then just one reason or another. But this Bible has always been with me for 28 years now, and it's in great shape. My father gave it to me, but it's a controversial Bible. It is King James Version, but it's a Schofield Study Bible.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
There's critics of this Bible. A lot of people don't like it.
It's called the King James Version Schofield Study.
Schofield Study Bible, yeah.
I never heard of it.
Schofield Bible, But anyway, so I value the scriptures because it is their script, and we need to pay attention to the enemy's plan when it's handed to you. So there's that. They didn't have to attach themselves to it. Because we have free will, but they're making these prophecies come true by their actions, by their designs of to control and enslave everybody. I mean, I don't know what else to say, man. On that.
All right, I'll press play. This gets
66 watching.
Demon
of course.
worship.
Look, there you go. There you go.
World, and that stems from those in high places.
There they go. Worshiping.
And it is mind-boggling,
the Baphomet,
especially if you are asleep and see the world through your prescribed prism. Are they just insane? Are they just being edgy? Maybe it's all just a coincidence. But those awake see a little more clearly. It is not mind-boggling. It all makes sense. The controllers do not want people turning to God or going near the scriptures with serious intentions. And they've hidden many texts to stop people finding out the truth. But God works in mysterious ways.
Yes.
And there do exist many fragments, some much more comprehensive than others, of these lost books.
So, all right. So, what do you think about this, Tommy? The lost sea scrolls, the fragments that they used to make the some of the lost books. This is what they did. They took. This is called the lost sea scrolls. This is what they used to write a bunch of the missing books.
I don't know if you can trust those.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird, right? It's kind of weird. It's it's just fragments of pieces of paper with I don't know, Hebrew on it or something, or Greek. I'm not even sure. Sanskrit. I'm not even sure what it's written in. It looks like Hebrew to me, but I don't know. Yeah. It might be even older. But how the hell do these people? How the hell? This is what I want to know. How do they figure out what it says and all with just little fragments of pieces of paper they found in the Dead Sea? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of amazing. But it's almost kind of unbelievable too at the same time, kind of like NASA going to the moon, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just that's
like
just
he said,
my
they've been
thoughts
faking,
on it.
They've been faking artifacts for a long time, so.
So like, I haven't looked into the Book of Enoch myself personally, like too much. I've been just doing a little bit of research around it lately and kind of dabbling into it a little bit. But like, I'm not sure. That's why I'm bringing it up because I want to. After this is done, I want your opinion on what you really think. All right, we'll see.
Some were discovered during and after the Great Reset and have been made accessible. The controllers love control, but they do not have full control. They also adore hiding things in plain sight. To hide something in plain sight, even if it goes unnoticed by the recipient, is akin to receiving informed consent, and this is very important. And I understand that many will not consider anything outside of the established canonical King James selection as potentially legitimate. But again, this is another prism, and it has kept many rooted in not coming closer to the truth. In this sense, the Reformation, or the Great Redaction of Scripture, has been a success. But I also understand the hesitancy regarding extra scriptural texts or forgotten fragments, and the susceptibility for these to be fraudulent or forgeries. And that's why it is necessary to cross-reference these texts with the books contained within the canonical Bible. It is also important to cross-reference them with other religious texts and historical accounts. So what could have happened to have caused a major worldwide flood, which eradicated pretty much all of humanity? If the skeptics knew, then perhaps they would not be so dismissive. The animals came in 2 by 2, hurrah, is not the truth of the matter. The period of time in which Enoch, Methuselah, and Noah belong to has been termed antediluvian. Ante is a prefix meaning before, and diluvian stems from the Latin diluvium, which means a flood. So what was this period in time actually like? Chapter 6 of Genesis offers a very succinct summary. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air. For it repenteth me that I have made them. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. The verse is found within
That's powerful, dude. I never. Hold on one second. Let me go back to that verse. I like that. Hold on. And God said, so this is the words of God, okay? This is not like Jesus. This isn't one of the disciples. God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Genesis 6:1-13. That's some serious stuff right there, man. What do you, Tommy, right? You know this verse? You've seen this before? I mean, obviously it's in Genesis. It's like the 6th verse, but I don't know. I never really paid attention to it.
Flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. The verses found within Genesis chapter 6 are truly some of the most fascinating in the entire Bible. And again, that number, chapter 6. The passage is fascinating for many reasons, but primarily because 1, it summarizes an entire historical epoch. Very briefly, we hear about the sons of God and giants being born, and then the narrative moves on swiftly. And 2, because we are told that God was unhappy with the state of humanity and decided to destroy and reset the earth.
Yeah, it says it right there. Like, that's proof of it. It says it right there that God decided to destroy and reset the earth. Basically, yeah, he's right.
Everything you need to know is contained within this chapter, but the prism, implanted in our minds from a very young age, will only process what it allows us to see. The mention of non-humans, or the sons of God, the mention of giants, and the destruction of the earth.
Dude, look how big that dude is right there. And look at the size of the regular human in his hand. The giants, dude. And then there's ones with wings. You know what I mean? Like, I think this stuff really existed. I think they're covering it up. And that's the whole point of putting time and space between us and the creator and the creation.
Well, they certainly wouldn't want you to believe that some little guy like David could take out a giant, you know.
Oh, that's David and Goliath. Is that what that is?
Well, no, I'm not saying that is, but I'm just
It
saying,
might be.
You know, I mean, the
It might
story
be.
of David and Goliath, that, you know.
Yeah.
They don't want you to think that that's possible, you know, but it did happen, apparently, you know, that he took out.
They must have wanted to get rid of all the giants and figured out a way to do it. Or maybe God did it. I don't know. Press play.
Prism processes this information for the individual, and they conclude, a mythological story. The animals came in 2 by 2, hurrah. And the brevity of the passage really prevents the curious from going further. We are introduced to a very specific historical era where non-humans bred with human
What if the oil is from the giants, not dinosaurs?
Men of renown.
What were you saying?
The oil could be from the giants, not from dinosaurs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the giant bones that they're trying.
That were killed with the flood.
And the Smithsonian's been covering up. But right now he's about to get into how they bred with women, how the angels came down and bred with women. He shows it really good. Watch, check this out.
And then the flood comes, and the entire account moves on. And the inquiring mind wants to shout, no, wait, tell me more. What happened during this time period? Who are the sons of God? Why was the entire earth corrupt? And giants, you say? But if we turn our attention to the book of Enoch, then we start to see the brushstrokes that compose this scriptural picture of the antediluvian world a bit more clearly. In 1616, Sir Walter Raleigh wrote his history of the world while imprisoned in the Tower of London, or so we are told. It makes reference to the Book of Enoch, which was discovered during this period in Ethiopia and translated from the Ge'ez. Aramaic and Hebrew fragments of the book were also discovered in the Qumran caves in the Judean desert.
What is it?
Can you speed his voice up one notch?
I don't know. How do I do it?
You go to the little settings over there.
Oh, on the side?
Yeah, over there, and hit it. Yeah.
This one right up. The settings?
Yeah, that one. And
all
then,
right.
Normal, and then go up to 1.25.
Oh, cool. You just taught me how to do.
Whatever it is.
Nice. You just taught me something. All right. Cool. Yeah. Let's do it. We'll speed it up. Yeah, he does have a slow voice.
They are now referred to as the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Oh, so much better.
Some Greek fragments of the text. And the text is a very important one because whether divinely inspired or not, or whether it's just another Masonic half-truth kind of text, it provides much insight into the antediluvian period that Genesis references and expands
10
on
minutes to 4:20 somewhere.
It also provides insight into the workings of the luminaries and the prophetic millennial reign of the coming Messiah. As the first book of Enoch, the book of Watchers, recounts, and it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and begat us children. And Semjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing.
So like these angels, right? That got sent down, they decided to all take an oath, dude, to have sex with the women and do this thing, you know, and go against God. That's what happened.
It's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Too. History repeats itself. So, all right. So Lucifer has the ability until he is cast down. We're in the book of Revelations chapter 12 right now, and somewhere in chapter 12 is when they're cast down for good, or good for the tribulation period. And so, but until that time, Satan has been able to go up and down from earth to heaven, to the heavens. And what the story goes is that he started telling God what he was, God asked him what he was doing while he was down on earth. Of course he knew, but and he didn't like the things that Lucifer was telling him he was doing, so then Lucifer decides to gather together some other angels and challenge God, and that's the war in heaven that is also playing out right now. And so that, because it's as above so below, we have wars and rumors of wars down here, too, and we have Satan, who knows that time is short. And he's like I said, he's been able to go up and back to and fro, all this time until he's actually, finally that judged to be trapped for down here.
I went to a Baptist church out in Arizona with my aunt. Right, my aunt's church. My aunt is on my mother's side is very, very, very Christian Baptist religious, right? And she made. I was up like drinking all night, and I was like shit faced, and like I got drunk, and I was like sleeping, and they made me wake up and go to church. Right? I was like, all right, let's go. Let's go for it, right? And there was a point. There was a point about it that it was something you were just saying. There was a point to the story. I just lost it. Man. Oh yeah. She told me this, right? That in heaven, right? We all have different names. We all have a different name in heaven, right? And like Lucifer was Lucifer in heaven, but they changed his name to Satan when they cast him down, right? So whenever we're put down on the earth, we have a different name, but once we go to heaven, we're going to get our old name back. What do you think about that?
Or a new name altogether, or whatever. Yeah, not an old name for us, but
well, maybe we were sent. Well, maybe we were sent from heaven, and then we go back to where we came from. No.
Well, I know. I think I was born one time, and I don't have any past life.
You ever heard the theory of like maybe like we had a conversation with God, but like, hey,
I've had near-death experiences too. I had an out-of-body, saw myself on the stretcher, but that doesn't mean I believe that we're coming back. Or we came back from. But, I don't know.
Another life. Because think about the Mandela effect. Like we have these memories, right, that don't line up with where we're living at now. But
that could be.
Is it a memory from another lifetime?
Listen. We could be in different timelines than others, or from a different timeline or something than others, for a reason that we don't understand. Like God doing it. I really don't know.
What if everybody that remembers the Berenstain Bears, like with the Berenstain Bears, like the way we do, right, or whatever, like the same thing. What if they're all from like the same reality? You know what I'm saying.
I don't know how far to take it, but I know there's something going on. There's something supernatural
and it's
going
like,
on.
It's like it's like we died and we're having like past memories, like we're here in this like quantum immortality type of deal. But I know it probably goes against the Bible.
I mean, there's some people say we're in was it purgatory or whatever, or
yeah,
I don't know, but
I don't know.
I mean,
it's interesting to think about these things, but yeah, I believe.
Sure. I mean,
I try to stick to
we're
what
in
the
the
Bible
Truman
says.
Show too, or whatever. I mean,
I think
there's a lot of theories.
I think I am. I think I am the Truman Show, but yeah. All right, but let's press play again.
They descended on the children of men and took wives, and they began to go in unto them and to defile themselves with them, and they became pregnant, and they bare great giants.
4 minutes to 4:20 somewhere.
Elves, who consumed all the acquisitions of men, and when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind, and they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. As you can see, the passages recounting the birth of giants, or what have subsequently come to be known as a Nephilim, are very similar to Genesis 6. Interestingly, it is also chapter 6 of Enoch.
What happened? Ray, no sound, man. What happened? There's no sound for the people. Or me. I can't hear you neither. What the heck? Try to get my bong hit ready and you got tech issues going on. Hello, are you there? I can't hear you. Sorry, please stand by. Please stand by.
No. Get the f out of here. You're fired. No. Get the better solution. You keep me on the payroll as an outside consultant. And in exchange for my salary, my job will be never to tell people these things that I know. I don't even have to come into the office. I can do this job from home.
Yo,
2
if
minutes,
it's flat,
2
why don't you
minutes.
fall off the edge? I heard that Mike Collins from Apollo is dead. My girl's fat girl is just crawling to bed. Don't spit if you want, just swallow instead. Swallow
Hello,
instead.
Siri. Can you hear me, Siri?
Swallow instead. Hello, Siri. Is gravity a theory or a fact? Thought my tampons in the house where my period's at. Get my rap on when I'm pissed about the serious crap. Passing so fast through space, time bends in half. After blasting through warp speed, we get to plaid. Don't listen if you don't like when I spit these raps. Rhymes I write like lightning, I write so fast. I'm like Mike Tyson, you ain't got to fight in chat. Yo, I'm going back to basics, flat smack in the faces. You can't have gas pressure without adjacent. To the vacuum of space, bitch, without a container. Like paying for a lawyer without a retainer. I ain't playing, about to let a slug out of this chamber. When you see the red dot, yo, no doubt it's a laser. Helio flatty dude, shot up for later, shot up for later. Helio flatty dude, shot up for later. I've been around the world, and I measure the earth, measure the earth. The devil, he's so clever with words, but level don't never mean curved, it never means curved, and meta pause from the metaverse, the metaverse. Playing Call of Duty help build my immunity up. Insurance policy paying you, they usually bluff. I'm not saying they won't do it, but it's usually tough. The last few years I've seen some unusual stuff, but if I mention the shot, you say I'm off the beat. So now I'm beating off to the thoughts of shots in me. What a rotten little awful getting off scot-free. Son of a gun of a bitch, I've come to be. Shaking up the game to break up the redundancy. And if it wasn't for work, they'd have no taxes. And if it wasn't for burnt, there'd be no ashes. And if it wasn't for birds, egg be no hatching. And if it wasn't for dirt, there'd be no tractors. And if it wasn't for hurts, there'd be no passion. And if it wasn't for learning, then why all the classes? If it wasn't for your purse, yo, I'd have nothing to snatch. And if I don't come in first, then I'm coming in last. I've been around the world, and I measure the earth, measure the earth. The devil, he's so clever with words, but level don't ever mean curved, it never means curved, and pause from the man. All these atheists must hate my guts, cause I say to their face, space is fake and stuff. NASA astronauts, everything you say is suspect, cause I suspect you make it up. Not your average FE thespian beast, faster than faggots fasting at a lesbian feast. She that loves me the least will give me nothing to eat, but he that loves me the most will give me something to smoke. This ain't how I met your mother loving murder, she wrote. The spin of the earth should've made your vertebrae broke. Every word that I spoke, you couldn't refute it. Water finds a true level, so you couldn't dilute it. You couldn't dilute it. It can't be refuted. You couldn't dilute. You couldn't dilute. You couldn't dilute it.
Who the f do you think you are, you crazy little shit?
Shout out to Denise. Shout out to Denise in Kentucky watching.
Jack's smirking revenge.
All right, sorry guys. I just had to I had to move rooms. The kids are going to bed and things are gonna quiet down now, and I can smoke and everything and chill and relax. And actually, my sound sounds way better. All right, so that worked out for the better. All right, I'm gonna get right back to where we were, and I got the other one that you put in the chat too, Tommy. So we'll just keep.
That was your Enoch explained. Yeah.
You good?
No. Alright, hold on. So I got it back. I think this was about where we were. We might have been before we lost sound.
To them, and to defile themselves with them. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them, and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds, and beasts, and reptiles, and fish, and to devour one another's flesh, and drink the blood. As you can see, the passages recounting the birth of giants are what have subsequently come to be known as.
Dude, it says all this in the book of Enoch. No wonder why they took it out of, they don't want us to know the giants were cannibals and eating people and drinking blood and all this bullshit, right? They took that shit right out. They didn't want us to know about that.
As a Nephilim are very similar to Genesis 6. Interestingly, it is also chapter 6 of Enoch that begins its account of the interbreeding between the children of heaven and the children of men, and the resulting birth of giants. We will return to the importance of this number soon. But the book of Enoch provides just a little more insight than Genesis. Here we see a faction of beings from the heavenly realm, or what are referred to as angels, swearing an oath to commit genetic miscegenation. Genetic miscegenation is the interbreeding between species. And my use of the term here strictly refers to just that, the mixing of genetics between different species, i.e. humans with animals and other beings such as an angel. And it is here that the prism will inevitably stir once again. When we hear the word angel, our prism immediately produces an image like this. This is carefully wrought programming that has been installed in the reader since a very young age, propagated by religious institutions, national holidays, and other cultural mediums. No one truly knows what an angelic being looks like, and the notion of another realm, a heavenly realm, sounds just as absurd as an angelic being. But this does not mean there is not any truth in these words. The angels are led by a specific angel called Semjaza. The book of Enoch lists over 18 of these angelic leaders and calls them the chiefs of tens. And the text informs us that over 200 of these beings descended with the intention of committing genetic miscegenation. And the manner this is conducted far succeeds the mere enticement of lust. These are not the actions of those desiring human women, but the execution of a well-organized plan, devised with an almost military-like hierarchy of leaders. They must take an oath, because they know once their plan is in action, there is no return. Actions have consequences. And Enoch knew this all too well. In the book of Visions, he has a nightmare of what's to come. I raised mine eyes towards heaven, and saw a lofty roof, with 7 water torrents thereon, and those torrents flowed with much water into an enclosure. And as I looked at the height of that water had risen above the height of that enclosure, and was streaming over that enclosure. What is clear from both Genesis and...
Hold on, I want to read that again. That looked cool. Alright. I raised mine eyes towards heaven and saw a lofty roof with 7 water torrents thereon. So that means what? 7 openings? And those torrents flowed with much water into an enclosure, which goes with my theory that the waters came from above and flooded, right? Because it says like he's seen the roof open with 7 torrents. The police are after me, and thereon those torrents flowed with much water into an enclosure. You like the sirens? It's Boston for you.
Heaven, and saw a lofty roof, with 7 water torrents thereon, and those torrents flowed with much water into an enclosure. And as I looked at the height of that water had risen above the height of that enclosure, and was streaming over that enclosure. What is clear from both Genesis and the book of Enoch is that these angelic beings, 1, do not have the same genetics as humans, 2, they descended from another realm, what is referred to as the heavenly realm, and 3, they were responsible for corrupting human genetics, and the result was the birth of enormous hybrid giants. And this is why the flood, as recorded in Genesis and Enoch's nightmare, was a necessity, because, as Genesis 6 explains, God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh has corrupted his way upon the earth. The birth of genetic hybrid giants, or the Nephilim, was not the only act of genetic miscegenation that took place upon the earth. As both Genesis and Enoch makes clear, the hybrid...
So the giants were not the only act of genetic miscegenation that happened on the earth. You see that? That's crazy.
Nephilim began to sin against all life on earth, including birds and beasts and reptiles and fish. The sin...
We can't hear you. Or are you talking to your old lady? Hello? Can't hear you. Rookie Ray.
All right, can you hear me now? Can you hear it
Yep,
now?
Yep.
Sorry,
Can
sorry, guys.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? It's my microphone, dude. Every time I touch it, it fucking fucks up. There it goes again. Look, in and out.
Well, you got the same mic I do. I mean, what's going on?
I dropped mine a bunch of times, and the little wire that
dropped it.
Yeah, a bunch of times. Good. It's not good. No,
the
you
big
can't.
Yeti. The Yeti you talk about?
Yeah, well, I don't have the big one. I have the mini one, the blue Yeti.
Mini one. I thought you had the big one, like this one. No. I mean, regular. You know.
I don't know. No. I got the nano one. I think it's called Yeti Nano, but it's a blue one. It's a little bit smaller, but it was like $70. I don't know, but maybe I'll get the big one next time. This is the one you need right here, and you can hang it from the wall, from the ceiling. Is there a way to hook it up to a regular, like, it's only good for the computer though, right? It's not good for like if I wanted to hook it up to an amp and sing into it. How would I do that? To the headphone jack? Hold on. I mean, it's USB, so. Yeah. So there's no guitar amp that takes a USB. You know what I mean? So it's useless in some cases. Well, I mean, you could have one. But yeah, this is I don't know. Watch. Mine's lower too. My volume is lower than yours. I can't go any higher. I mean, I've looked at it. Yeah, there's nothing else. You want me to lower my volume so I'm like more even with you? Hold on. How's that? How's that if I add stereo at? There you go. That's better. Yeah, I hear you better now. I do. Okay. I don't know if they do. Right. Holy moly. Yeah. Well, I'm sure they heard me when I was ranting and raving. Oh yeah, it's probably good that the volume was low during that. But we've been doing pretty well. This is a good stream so far. This is it still has a lot left, but he goes over a lot of good stuff in this. And then we can watch the other one too. Or we could take a 420. We could take a 420 smoke break. What do you want to do?
In 10 minutes, it'll be 20 till. That's fine.
All right.
We keep watching.
We'll keep watching for 10 more minutes.
There is another video on that list I wanted us to see though about Noah's Ark.
The Book of Enoch Explained.
Again, there was one about Noah's Ark. All
right, I'll get that one up too. I'll get it up and I'll bring it up.
Why don't we watch it real quick now and then we can come back to this.
All right.
That'll lead us to the break because it's only about that.
The first one. I got a playlist.
It's on the list. It's on the list. You gotta go back to the list that we had.
All right, on the playlist. Yeah.
The playlist. Yeah. And then scroll down. You'll see there's 4 boats or something like that. 4 Noah's Arks or 4 Arks.
The world is coming to apocalypse. How survival guide to biblical apocalypse. The end of the world scenario. The biblical end. Kate 10. I don't see it.
Go down the end and see.
Yeah.
It should be there.
Apocalypse preppers, a survival guide to the end of the world. That's the last one. It's 14. Then what's coming in 2025? Survival guide to the biblical. Here, hold on. I'll put it on so you can see it.
I had it up earlier, but I couldn't. I dropped it. Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah, around my house, huh?
I'll just pull it up again on my end. Don't worry about it.
All right, yeah. All right. I'll roll a joint.
There we go. Let me see. Right there. The world is coming to an end. People are building 4 Noah Arks. However, a ticket is $1 billion.
You're not sharing.
I know, but I'm saying it's on there if you wanted to grab it. But it's definitely on there. It's like the 4th one from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one. 5th one from the bottom.
All right.
It's got a picture with a sunset. It says the world is coming to an end. People are building 4 Noah's Arks.
Why can't I? You can't see. Oh, hold on. Let me show you. That's weird. It's not on my. Is it unlisted or something?
Maybe. No, it should be on there. All right, I'll share it then.
Hold on. Let me see. Look. I'll show you what I got. So you can see. Maybe.
5th one from the bottom.
1.
The world
2.
right there. I see it. The world.
The world is coming to an end.
Yeah, that right there.
Oh, okay. I'm a dumbass.
No.
All right, here we go.
I did still have it.
Yeah, it was there. Oh.
Tsunamis and earthquakes will soon destroy. The end of the world is approaching. Typhoons, tsunamis, and earthquakes will soon destroy civilization.
I haven't watched
Only
this yet.
tickets to the Ark can serve as salvation, but
It
only
looks
billionaires can afford them. In 2009, the most powerful flares occur on the sun. To understand this phenomenon, the American scientist Dr. Helmsley comes to India to visit his friend, astrophysicist Satnam Surutani. Together they descend into a copper mine at a depth of more than 3 kilometers. Here, an alarmed Satnam shows Helmsley that after the explosion on the sun, a stream of particles began to heat up the Earth's core. Everything is so serious that groundwater is already boiling from the elevated temperature. According to scientists, this will inevitably lead to a global cataclysm. After that, Dr. Helmsley urgently returns to America,
not a globe.
impending catastrophe to the head of the presidential administration, Karl Anheuser, as soon as possible. Disregarding etiquette, Helmsley breaks into a hotel hosting a charity event. At first, Anheuser ridicules his concern, but after reading the report, he realizes that the matter is serious. He rushes Helmsley to the U.S. President, Thomas Wilson. Almost a year passes. The President of the United States speaks at the G8 summit and informs the heads of state of secret information about the upcoming end of the world. Immediately after this, the construction of large Ark ships begins in the Tibetan Valley, on which the chosen ones can take refuge and survive the cataclysm. To clear a place for construction, the inhabitants of the valley are relocated to other settlements. They are convinced that they are going to build a dam in the valley, and information about the end of the world is carefully hidden. Only those who have experience in construction are offered to stay. In 2011, they continue to hide the terrible truth from ordinary people.
They need the
but
experienced
oligarchs are secretly
construction
buying
people.
tickets for the Arks. One ticket costs €1 million. In 2012, the day before the global catastrophe, a Los Angeles-based science fiction writer named Jackson Curtis is unaware of the impending disaster. He rushes to his ex-wife to pick up the kids for the weekend and take them to Yellowstone Park. Meanwhile, a small earthquake occurs in the city, and a crack appears in the pavement. But people continue to perceive what is happening with humor and carelessness. Jackson devotes too much time to writing and barely communicates with his children. Therefore, they are getting closer and closer to their mother's new boyfriend, plastic surgeon Gordon.
All right,
Jackson
stop right there. I
understands
didn't
that
know it was
being
about a
with them
movie.
with kids is a chance to bond with them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Well-
Unless that's just a. But where's the part where they're building a? See, it doesn't say unless
Let's
that's
just-
the name of a movie or something. But let's skip ahead and see if they're talking about building the arcs.
let me see. There's something. Hold on.
Probably gotta go way past this.
Let me see what it's saying.
Only a select few will survive, and anyone who is of people. Helmsley addresses the heads of all states with a destroyed right before their eyes. Houses are collapsing, and entire blocks go underground. Hurries in search of Charlie. Charlie is not in the van. He is already
Still about a
preparing
movie,
for the end of
man.
the world on the mountain. Jackson
Yeah.
asks the madman where the
But
map
it's
is and
still
hurries back
crazy.
to-
Like houses
I
go
know,
under.
I know.
Houses go underground. Like it's predictive programming. But
yeah.
I'll take it down, I guess.
All right. I thought they were. I thought there was a real
You
real
never
story
know.
there about but I guess not.
But yeah, but I'll finish. I'll finish up.
4 minutes to 4:20. I mean, 4 minutes to 22.
Let me know when it's like 2 minutes.
So thy field with mingled
I'm rolling a joint right
In the first
now.
week of creation, God established a genetic order for the world. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind. The refrain, after his kind, is repeated at least 9 times in Genesis 1. The Hebrew term mayan, which translates as kind here in scripture, refers to a species. Maintaining genetic order is critical to God's creative work. The pollution or corruption of the genetic line of all flesh was not the only sin of the fallen angels. As the book of Enoch explains, the angels were also responsible for teaching mankind the eternal secrets which were in heaven, which men...
Yes, they taught mankind the eternal secrets were in heaven. What God didn't want us to know. Look at this. This is like Freemason art. You can tell. Look, they got the sun at the top. Let's just analyze this for a minute. You notice anything weird about it, Tommy? It looks like Freemasonic stuff to me. Look, they got different stars. They look like sigils.
Yeah,
right?
A lot of symbolism going on.
And it's
sure.
all, what, is that Latin? It looks like? Yeah, Latin.
Greek and Latin or something.
Greek and Latin. Amazing. Where do they find this stuff?
were striving to learn, such as making known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them. They schooled mankind in
That was all the different all the different animals, and it was showing crossbreeding.
enchantments and root cuttings, astrology, the workings of the constellations, the knowledge of the clouds, the signs of the earth, of the sun, of the moon. And once taught these secrets, which inevitably fell into the hands of the Nephilim hybrids, all of humankind began to perish. And questions remain. Primarily, 1. Why didn't God intervene sooner, as the angelic beings descended to the earth with clear, organized intentions of corrupting the genetic order of creation, and thus avoid the flood altogether?
2 minutes.
And 2.
I'll get the
Why is
420
maintaining
ready.
genetic integrity of utmost importance? Let's address the first question. It is here that most struggle with the concept of God being a good, forgiving, and benevolent being. So many cannot wrap their minds around the concept of a benevolent God when there exists such evil and corruption in the world. The answer to this supposed paradox is a very simple one, and it is hidden within the code of the Bible and Enoch's bloodline. Like I said before, Enoch fathered a...
All right, here we go. We're going to take a break for a second. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to Enoch. Enoch was saved. Enoch never died. God let Enoch into heaven. Never killed him. Never got killed. All right.
I'm gonna vape this one. I got
Yeah.
Train wreck. Train wreck.
All right. Is it 4:20 yet? All right. You ready?
Close enough.
It's almost time. It's almost time to shoot. It's almost time to shoot the moon.
This could be it, Harry. Pass the word along. Tell the men it's time to shoot the moon.
Shoot the moon! No, not out there on the microphone. On the microphone. Shoot the moon. Shoot the moon. Wanna get high? Wanna get high? Wanna get high? Wanna get high? Ho, ho, ho. We've got to get moving. We gotta stay loose, you know? Let it cool. Let the coolness get into our vertebrae.
ODD TV.
Can you hear me? You muted or something.
Can you hear me now? I'm just playing a few more things.
Watching all the clocks run backwards, slowly choking out my lungs, throwing all the stones around me until all that's left is one. Youth and age haunt me nightly until their master's work is done. Give to all just what they're asking, while sex and death is all flesh once. And while I've got angels all around me, lighting the fires that prevent from feeling, send your waters inside me. Feel your spirit inside me again. The promised life will time in mind you. These cuts taking all that's gold. Perspective curve my thought around you. Milk my blood until it turns. All depressed and leaves you thirsty. A start to call robots home. Our soul, our forging decisions fleeting until all have made their choice. While I've got angels all around me, lighting the fires that prevent from failing. Send your waters inside me. Feel your spirit inside me again. Watching all the clocks run backwards, slowly choking out my lungs, throwing all the stones around me until all that's left is one. Youth and age haunt me nightly until their master's work is done. Give to all just what they're asking, while sex and death is all flesh wants.
We're back. I just had to take a quick break. You gonna tell me? I'm gonna play the rest of this. Just keep playing. Keep moving on. We still got 50 people watching, dude. That's what it's telling me.
How much longer has it got?
That means they're into. This one's got a while to go, but it gets really. It just keeps changing. It's, you know what I mean. He goes over different. It's about the whole thing. I mean, it's up to you. Why you want to end the stream soon? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I'm just not. You know. I mean, I don't want to go on for 5 hours, but you know, we can still. If it ain't too much longer.
Well, I got stuff to do tonight too. So, but Yeah, I mean, it gets really good. It gets really good. He starts off slow. I think you'll enjoy this. He breaks it down. He starts off slow because he has to break it down at the end.
Child named Methuselah. Methuselah is a very interesting name. It has become one of my favorite names. Its meaning in the Hebrew is, when he is dead, it shall be sent. And a closer look at the biblical timeline suggests that it is not a coincidence that Methuselah died in the same year that the flood was sent to cleanse earth. The "it shall be sent" that Methuselah's name refers to is indeed the flood. Renowned theologian A.W. Pink wrote on the enormous implications buried in the meaning of the name Methuselah. Suppose God should say to you, the life of that little one is to be the life of the world. When that child dies, the world will be destroyed. What would be the effect upon you? Every time that child fell sick, the world's doom would stare you in the face. Methuselah went on to live the longest life of any person in the Bible. He was 169 years old. Remember this number. Again, it is of utmost importance. It was Methuselah's death that signaled the coming of the flood. When Methuselah was 187 years old, he fathered Lamech. When Lamech was 182 years old, he fathered Noah. The flood came when Noah was 600 years old, the same year that Methuselah died. A simple maths equation provides us with a genealogical sum of 969. This
How you
shows that
doing,
God
waters
provided
above?
almost 1,000 years for humanity to repent and reject the rebellion of the fallen angels and their Nephilim offspring who were corrupting the world. Describing Christ's sacrifice, 1 Peter 3 compares his patience to God's in the times of Noah, when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah. God waited almost 1,000 years for humans to change their ways. My spirit shall not always strive with man meant that God would give humanity sufficient time, but not unlimited time. And of course, humans did not repent and change. And the skeptical intellect, whose mind is bloated and heavy from holding so much nonsense, will scoff again and say, but surely if God is benevolent and all-powerful, then he would have intervened. Why wait in the first place? No. What really legitimizes the existence of both good and evil is free will. The existence of free will, the ability of humans to make a choice and bear the consequences, is what makes us free. It is true liberty. If God, our creator, intervened and controlled the outcome, then we would not have autonomy. Any creator that restricts the freedom of choice, despite their intentions, is by default a dictator. Furthermore, in a world where evil is prevalent and the choice to follow or be influenced by such evil lies with the autonomous being, then any intervention before it is truly necessary would be an act that legitimizes evil and places its power status above its counterpart of goodness.
I like how he
To follow the
edited
right
that.
or wrong path is a choice and must be chosen by the individual. Scripture informs us that Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. Noah was perfect in his generations because he chose not to succumb to the practices of his peers and follow the path of genetic miscegenation that was being carried out on earth under the leadership of the hybrid Nephilim offspring of the fallen angels. Noah was not without sin. He walked with God, or in other words, the Lord was his shepherd, and he followed his lead and resisted the false leadership that would eventually lead to the corruption of his genetics. Maintaining genetic integrity, we are told, is an essential component of righteousness. Why? First and foremost is that it obeys God's ordained genealogical hierarchy. We were not created to fuse our genetics with those of other species. And the importance of this becomes evident when we consider the angelic beings, the sons of God. We are told that they descended from another realm, the heavenly realm. Their genetics are fundamentally different from human genetics. And while the notion of different species with different genetics is not hard to grasp, after all, we see with our own eyes that the snake, the dolphin, and the gorilla all maintain very distinctive genetic structures from each other, and this governs their ability to navigate boldly through the world with different experiences. But the notion of another realm, a heavenly realm, however, can be very hard to grasp, and this is part of our programming. As children, we are taught about worlds, and these worlds are represented as planets of spherical mass. But what is interesting is that we are not provided with an alternative world to Earth, where there is an abundance of life present, and that exists and thrives within different biological, chemical, geological, and atmospheric conditions. We are alone on our little globe and in our merry-go-round solar system. They have worked very hard to convince us that we are completely alone.
It's not a
But perhaps
globe.
this is not the case. And despite the heliocentric lies, if there were other worlds or realms, then it is highly likely that the conditions of those realms would be very distinct,
Hey,
and the
stop it for a
genetics of
second.
Earth and human life would not be.
Yeah, I'm doing.
I've got an old documentary that the guy talks about the heavenly bodies used to be closer to the earth and like just hovering over like close to us. Like that's what people used to see as like another a heavenly body or a planet, whatever they call them, right up close to the earth. Yeah. Like I mean,
realm.
All right, so are all of those heavenly bodies we see inside the firmament, inside the the dome, whatever? I mean, you want to call it, and do they take I mean, have they been closer to the Earth?
Is
before,
that why they're spraying the sky so we can't see them at certain times?
Well, I think they're trying to make the sky into a big like almost like a movie screen, maybe for Blue Beam or something. Who knows? Maybe they're already doing Blue Beam. That's what Blue Beam is. Maybe a blue sky, fake blue sky, where you can't see behind it. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. But anyway,
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that
you said you have a documentary.
I have it. I downloaded it. That was the only thing I was able to download today, and it's an old.
You want to play it?
Thing. Well, I mean, we could play a little bit of it. I mean,
it doesn't matter. We can switch. Like with that E-War stuff, you could always go back to it, go back and forth. He just,
I'm not trying to get you to change. I'm just
no. It's your show. It's your show. The only reason why I brought that up is because, like what you were talking about earlier,
right.
kind of like reminded me of that. So, and I figured like people were like giving you shit about it, so I wanted to show that there's other people that believe it too. It's not just Tommy. Yeah, it's not just Tommy that believes it.
I think that people have gotten so turned off by the false religion out there and the Bible because of all the changes and whatnot too, and controversy and changes to and supernatural changes, if you will. All right, well, that I mean, people don't want to hear that Bible prophecy could be true, and I'm only saying it's true because they're going out of their way, and just like when you're making a movie, they create that movie. They're creating the Bible prophecy unfolding by their actions. They're making it happen. I mean, what can you say? They don't necessarily believe in it, but just like an actress, they're handed the script, they act it out. And these people have been handed the Bible and told to use it as a script, and and they are, and I mean it's that simple. Like I said, 1948 to 28 is 80 years, and that's all that Israel is allowed. So the climax is coming. It has to be, because it says that group, that 48 to 28, is the last generation, plus 10 years, because 70 is, but it said they would get 80 if they're strong, and they are strong. All right, so, it is what it is, man. We've lost a lot of people. We've lost almost 30 people in the last little bit. I don't know.
I know, that's weird.
If people are going to bed, or if they're just finding something else to watch, but...
what do you want to do?
Keep it probably wrap it up before too long, so that watch this or something. And
what do you want to do? You want? There's 37 people, so we lost like 13 people. I don't know. You want to just?
We had 70 at one point.
Oh, we did. That's awesome.
We had 70.
Yes, another show someone else must have came on. Whatever, it happens. But
Strange World is on for sure.
Oh, everyone went to say. Yeah. So what do you want to do?
All right. So let's probably just wrap it up. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
there's Joe. He says, "I think people are going to watch Strange World with Karen and Mark."
All right. Yeah. We'll end it. We'll end the show for Karen B, so everyone can go to Strange World.
I appreciate everybody being here and putting up with me getting upset and ranting and raving and stuff. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to
and we'll leave you guys with. We'll leave you guys with the beautiful voice of L.A. Young. where you mess up, pause for a second, and then just keep going. And people don't really notice that. If you
pick up where you like the next part.
If you make a big deal about it, you're fucked. Just make it seem like it's not a big deal. Just move on.
And most people probably aren't going to notice anyway.
You can play it too. All right, LA, play the Stairway to Heaven. Play it. Is she playing it?
Anybody jamming? When will my little light shine? 'Cause am I too late? Have I missed my time? 'Cause every time that I try to see, need to believe, all along shining in me. 'Cause what we need to do is take a good look to see what feels true, to really see what feels true, until we understand. Until we understand. 'Cause what we need is to do unto others as you all do unto yourself. Doesn't matter who you are, no. Doesn't matter who you are, no. And all for the reasons, even if we're guilty of treason. Mother Earth can change your seasons until we understand. Until we understand. 'Cause life can be like an ocean tide, it rolls away, comes back to just to greet you to a new day away. It seems to me such a social breeze, it only touches the surface outside. But I'm here to see now. She'll find a way to make rain snow. 'Cause now is a place and time to let your little light shine. Until we die. Until we understand. Alright, it's a little something.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but you sounded so beautiful.
There is everybody.
I just had to put you on the screen. I had to put you full screen because you sounded so good.
Turn y'all up.
Forced in